lovebirds, you all know how this works. When you hear this sound, then it's time to move on to the next table where your soulmate just might be waiting.
Yeah,
I'm going home.
absolutely not. You have nothing else to do. Also, I hid your house keys on some part of my body, and I'm not telling you where unless you stay.
Yeah, let's party!
Hey, checks and names pizza game. Do you like games? I would say yes, because you just entered the love lottery, and guess what? You won, because here I am.
Hi,
Hi.
I eat dirt.
Oh, ew. Hey, y'all. Who's ready to party?
Not me. No, I'm actually not here for the whole speed dating horror show thing going on.
Shh. This mating dance is for you.
Y'all ready for this?
I'd love to hear a little bit about you. What's your favorite sign? This one's mine.
You know, the flavor can vary greatly depending on the minerals in the dirt. I can tell which kind of worms have crawled through there, or what sort of like roly-polies used it to raise their family in.
Are you mad?
No.
Well, I don't know. You look mad.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe it's your eyebrows.
My eyebrows are fine. That's just the way I look.
It's like you've got resting bird face.
Oh, yeah? Well, you know, that's not a thing.
Okay, worms, birdseed, or just garbage from a dumpster?
I'm sorry, what?
Favorite food, silly. Don't think, just answer from your gut. Go!
Toast?
Okay. Toast. Favorite color? Oh, stupid question. Red. Duh. Blah. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
To disappear, like, you know, right now.
Okay. What do you do in your free time?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't really have any free time. I kind of, you know, protect Bird Island from being attacked, and that's a full-time gig, so, yeah.
Oh, I thought I heard something about a truce.
No, truce, no. That's not gonna last.
Well, you'll have a lot more free time now that nobody needs you anymore, so.
Okay, we are done here.
Are you afraid to talk about your feelings?
Hey, you know, just because I don't want to talk about them doesn't mean I'm afraid.
Okay, so avoids personal questions, unusually angry.
Talks to herself.
Self-esteem issues.
Doesn't answer her own questions. Left-handed, probably a witch.
Looks like we're definitely incompatible.
Oh, and you needed a form to tell you that. Okay. Well, I hope you have better luck annoying the next guy.
I don't need luck. I have a formula.
Okay. Have a nice life.
Have fun being alone.
Oh, I will.
Oh, there he goes, like a ship in the night. No rudder, no purpose, no crew. Well, have a good night.
Do you know that that's a lot of you all? It's a lot of you all doing the dating season where you don't know what to do. And so what we're getting ready to do is we're getting ready to show you yourselves. Some people, you don't even realize that you're doing something wrong. I want to show you something. This is Cornelius. He's going to come on. Everybody say hello to Cornelius. And then we have Michelle. Everybody say hello to Michelle. What you're getting ready to see is Cornelius is getting ready to do something. He is getting ready to take Michelle on a date. I need you to get your pens and your papers, because in a needle in a haystack, you're going to find everything that you may or may not do. She's laughing. She's like, this is going to be good. I want you to listen. I want you to take notes. Because what we're getting ready to do is we get ready to go through some of the chapters in the book, and you're going to see what they're doing. We're getting ready to experience the reality of eat those wings and shut up. Cornelius and Michelle.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah. This is for you.
Thank you. This is nice of you.
I appreciate it. It's good seeing you. So how you been?
I've been well. How have you been?
Awesome, awesome. It's been a little difficult with COVID, right?
It has.
This is the first date I've been on since the pandemic.
Okay, so how have you been doing with it?
Sorry. Good. You know what I've been doing really? I've been working on me,
Okay.
right?
How? How so?
Just, first of all, spiritually, getting myself right, mentally, making sure I'm good there, financially, physically. Let me pour you some water.
Yes, please. Thank you. So
How about-
tell me some things you learned about yourself during COVID.
Ooh, so I went through a divorce.
Thank you.
I was married for 20 years, and a lot of things you don't realize. You don't realize how much baggage you're carrying, and so I really went and unpacked a lot of it. In our culture, we don't go to therapy.
We don't go to therapy.
I committed to going to therapy, and I just really got transparent with myself, and just did some work on myself because I don't. We dating here, but I don't want to get out there and not be right because I don't feel like it can work. So, how about you?
Well, during COVID, I worked, of course, from home, enjoyed it. I took time out to work on me as well, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Identified with some things that I wanted to change, and the downtime gave me time to realize some things that I could do different.
Okay, I like that. So, any projects you're working on in your personal life? Anything you're working on?
Yeah, I'm working on some things business-wise for myself, some interests that I had that I put on the back burner.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I'm working on those things.
Okay. How's that going?
Real good.
Okay.
Real good.
Okay. So me and my friends have a podcast, and a lot of the conversations are centered around dating and relationships,
Oh, wow.
Marriage and ghosting. And so, what's your background with dating? What are you?
Well, my background, I'm to the point now in my life where I'm ready to date. I'm divorced 9 years, May 13th of this year.
Okay.
So I've had time to allow God to do a work in me. I've had time to realize my mistakes. I've had time to go over a lot of things and allow God to prepare me for dating, potentially maybe marriage down the road. But I'm ready now. I'm ready to fellowship first of all.
Okay. So in the book, and you read the book too, didn't you?
I read it, yeah.
Eat the wings.
And shut up.
When I was reading, I was like, wow, okay, that's interesting. But I kind of like it because I think there's a lot of pressure going out of dating, and I think that we're all so different, right? So speaking from a man's point of view, for me, I don't want to just date anymore. Now, I want to go on dates, but I want to really be intentional because I don't want to waste my time, and I don't want to waste a woman's time. And so for me, the biggest thing is transparency and vulnerability right now.
Right.
And so I'm so happy that you accepted this date, but I'm going to be myself. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Oh, I want you to be yourself because I'm going to be myself too.
So to be honest, you talk about being. There's so many expectations on a date. There's so
I
many
don't have
things.
any expectation. My only expectation is that you be yourself. I want you to be comfortable. I want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't want your representative tonight.
Ooh, you said representative. I've sent him before.
I don't want him.
But I'm gonna be honest. I put him away. Not just put him away. He's gone. So what's happening though is I think for men really struggle with that. Because there is so many expectations and there's some pressure. But for me, I'm at a point now where not only do I want to be that guy, I want to be an example for the people around me to see that it's possible to be solid like that, especially when it comes to our women.
Right.
And so in our culture, we I think we struggle a little bit with that, but it can be done. So I appreciate you confirming that. What you gonna eat?
I don't know, maybe some lobster tails and some. No, tonight I'm gonna have a Caesar salad. Thank you.
I mean, you want lobster tails, you get lobster tails. We only do this once, so I think that's cool. I'm gonna have salmon. I'm trying to take care of myself.
That's
so.
right, lean protein.
Right? Yeah.
Lean
So,
protein.
trip-wise, you've been anywhere during the pandemic?
During the pandemic, went to Puerto Rico during the pandemic, went to Texas during the pandemic, so pretty much still traveled a little bit during the pandemic.
Okay. I just got back from Cabo. I was there for like 2 weeks, and talking about self-care. And so for a lot of men, right, that's not a conversation, but I've really been taking care of me. But I think it's important because if I can take care of me, then I can
take care of somebody else. Come on.
Right.
When the time is right.
When the time is right.
And
I want a strong woman. I don't know if that's the word, but I want a woman that is independent. Mm-hmm. But when it's time, she can be interdependent with me.
Right.
Right. And so that's the language needs to change in our culture.
Absolutely. And I think with that, fellowshipping is important, and we shouldn't say dating. Dating puts the pressure. Fellowshipping is we're just fellowshipping. We're talking. We're getting to know each other. So thank you for the fellowship.
Yeah. So fellowship, let's talk about that. So wait a minute. So for the people in the back of the room, you're saying dating puts pressure on to be expectations?
With dating, there comes expectations from either the man or the woman.
Okay.
So I found now that I'm fellowshipping that it's easier to fellowship. There's no pressure. You take your time. You get to know that person. You don't have any expectations. And I always say, if I have no expectations, I won't have any disappointments.
I'm with you on that. So we didn't meet. We met through family, mm-hmm. But a lot of people are meeting online. What you think?
I personally don't prefer the online dating, but if anyone else prefers online dating, then you have to do what works for you. And if you're ready to get out there and start fellowshipping, you have to do something, because no one is going to knock on your door.
Yeah, you got to get out there. So I think for me, it's very important to talk to men. And we talk, and we're real, right?
Okay.
So, for instance, my bros, like, we have real conversations. Like, it took us 3 hours to get here, and on that trip, we talk about real stuff. But we really hold each other accountable, because I believe there has to be more examples of men who are authentic, right? I can tell you, hey, look, I'm not perfect, but I'm really working on the things that when we come together and we do fellowship, and I feel like if I'm gonna have a wife, mm-hmm. I want to be solid. So
and you should be.
I want to be solid first, and then we're not completing each other. We're complementing each other.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna come complete. You're gonna come complete.
That's
and
right.
And then we're gonna build this empire together.
Absolutely.
So.
Now, that was cute.
It was cute.
That was cute. That was really cute. It was cute. Don't move. Y'all in the hot seat.
I know
Y'all
it.
in the hot seat, because that was really cute. But on a real date, Michelle is giddy. He is trying to impress her. By you watching them on this date, tell me some of the things that you've noticed within yourself how many people here are dating? Come on, y'all. How many people are dating? How many people want to date? Okay, so watch this. We're doing statistical studies. How many people are dating? Stand up. Who are dating? Who are dating? Okay. That's real cute, because Les and his wife are married and they dating, so that's good. So, okay. So these are the people who are dating. Now y'all sit down. How many people want to date? You want to date, stand up. So it's clear there are people who want to date, but they're having a problem. It's clear. You're having a problem dating. Michelle, y'all can sit down. Michelle and Cornelius showed you guys an example of dating. I'm going to ask y'all a question. The ones that want to date. How come it's hard for you to get here? Somebody need to pass the mic. How come it's hard for... Come on. Cheryl, I want to know, because in order for us to answer the questions in the book, we need to know why it's hard for you to get here on a date. Come on. Why is it hard?
I date, but before I started to date, it was hard for me to date because I had a lot of hurt from others.
Okay. So y'all need to start writing. So one of the number one causes that people don't date is because of hurt. So hurt. Troy, okay, Cheryl, go ahead. Why aren't you dating?
Scared.
Because of?
Fear.
Hurt and trust.
Okay, so hurt, trust, fear over here in the hat. See, the goal is to get you to date. And I want to show you something that Michelle and Cornelius did that nobody paid attention to. Go ahead.
My specific reason is not that I don't want to date, I just don't want to be emotionally responsible for another human being at this moment.
Dang.
Wow.
Woo. Now we're going to get to ghosting. We're going to get to ghosting because when a person doesn't want to be emotionally responsible, they're dangerous in dating. So you don't want to be emotionally responsible. So shout it out. Hurt, fear, I don't want to be emotionally responsible. Go ahead.
So, Pastor, for me, is that dating is Netflix and a fill-up. Like, you're not trying to go out somewhere. It's Netflix and chill.
Okay. So dating has changed. So let me just say something. Cornelius and Michelle were on a date. And Michelle said something. What she said was, when he asked, well, how do you date? She says, I really don't care for the internet. Is a lot of the problem social media for those that want to date but don't want to date because of whatever the reason being? Is social media a problem for you, dating sites? Someone, go ahead. I need the mics to move. Stand up. Okay.
I don't know which dating site to try.
I got you. At the end of the show, I'm going to show you something that nobody thought of. Okay? So one of the things, I'm going to go to chapter 7. Go to chapter 7 in your book. And we're going to get ready for another mock dating. Chapter 7 is red flags. Okay, everybody laughing now. Did anyone see any red flags with Cornelius and Michelle? Speak up. Did anyone see any red flags? No, the brother, okay, go ahead.
There was a lot of emotional baggage put up front very early in the conversation.
Okay, on what part, the man or the woman's?
Both.
Okay, baggage. Okay, the brother in the back. Y'all write that down, baggage. Go ahead.
He kept saying, I'm going to be honest.
Wow. Have you ever thought about, on a date, someone that keeps saying, I'm going to be honest, is a red flag?
Yep.
Everybody's like, dang, wow. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. That's a red flag. And the man said that. What's another red flag? Go ahead.
I don't think they were being realistic.
Because?
Because it's almost like they were hiding who they really were. Like she really wanted to order lobster. But she told me, I'll take a salad.
Okay. There's a passage in the book that says it's okay to go Dutch. Mm-hmm. And how many people agree with that? Don't say because it's me. The reason why I say that is because the young lady in the hat said that I don't want to be emotionally responsible for someone. And financially, a lot of people don't either. Right. So when you're going out and you on a date and you are ordering the lobster side of the menu, again, you may not be lobster worthy. Right. And so one of the red flags that I believe in dating is when you sit at a table and you are on the most expensive side of the menu, that's a red flag.
Yep.
Les is shaking his head. Unless you come to an understanding that you are lobster worthy, then that's the side of the menu you need to be on. Watch this. From a brother's perspective, what happens on a date when a woman comes and drums up a $200 bill that you first met? Cornelius?
So I'm going to pay the bill because that's who I am.
Okay.
But that'd be the last date.
See why this book is so important? Because y'all are doing things and you're not even aware of what you're doing is wrong. Go ahead.
I think there might be other expectations.
Go ahead, Troy. Open your mouth. Come on.
Well, there's almost a deposit. You know, we talk about forfeiting the punani. Like, let's be honest here. You know, oftentimes there's an expectation, fair exchange, no robbery, supply and demand. So I'm supplying this meal. I may not demand it, but in 80% of all communication is nonverbal.
Right.
So,
right.
And there oftentimes is going to be an undertone. Maybe even the song play that I choose in the car.
Right.
Right? But I think those expectations should be set.
Okay. Okay.
Talked about.
So that's why I'm saying when it comes down to finding a needle in a haystack, one, you have to know what you're looking for. Two, you have to know exactly how to search. And most people have not gotten to this point because they don't know how to search. When the book says eat those wings and shut up, order your wings and have a dialogue with the understanding that this might be the last time, but I'm going to enjoy the camaraderie of friendship and be open-minded if it happens again. But ladies, you have to understand, it's just like Cornelia said, when you go and you have a first date and you want to show him that you know what escargot is, it's a turn off. And a lot of you have turned people off in dating by trying to show off. Ouch. Eat those wings and shut it. So write that down. The next time you go out, I want you to order something reasonable. Reasonable. Because like Cornelia said, you have turned people off by trying to show off. That's a red flag. A red flag is how you order your meal. A red flag is how you have conversation. And a red flag is when you're trying to show off. And for a red flag to be, let's be honest, I'm just being honest. Why are you trying to show me honesty instead of saying it? Show me honesty. Got it? Let's give them a round of applause. All right? So y'all got some pertinent things as to what you didn't do. And some people, you know, you look at people and you say, well, hopefully he pulled out her chair. He did. You look at people when you are on the opposite side of the spectrum, you're there to fellowship. That means you are there to enjoy the camaraderie. And do you know what you're doing? You are not even paying attention to red flags because you're trying to be something that you're not. There's somebody looking for you that wants your pure, witty self. Do you know brothers want women who like they boys? They like it. They like it. That's why, ladies, y'all got to calm down. Gentlemen, you have to let us be calm. And it's just like the lady said. She said there was a lot of baggage. Don't nobody want you coming to the dinner table loading up a whole bunch of baggage. Well, you know what happened? And, you know, my ex did this. And then, you know, the baby daddy, all dad, the kids crying, the dog ran away. And you know, and when you do that, do you know he says, I don't want to come back here with her. I don't want to come back here with him. I can speak to several people in here, and I can show you exactly what you did wrong. The next couple is Dylan.
Oh, that was me. I'm messing up already.
I got you.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Let me push you in. Know what I'm saying?
Look,
Got
my
you.
feet dangle.
Oh, you good?
A little
Sure.
bit.
I love the cute shortness. Know what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing, gorgeous? What's your name?
I'm good. How are you? I'm Dylan.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Sire.
Sire.
Mhm.
Okay, nice to meet you.
What you like to do, Dylan? What's your hobby? You know what I'm saying? What you do in your free time?
I'm a simple girl. You know, I like makeup. I work with kids. I'm a transitional kindergarten teacher.
Oh, that's what's up.
So I'm around babies 24/7, and then I teach Sunday school here at Unity.
Okay.
I like traveling, YouTube, social media. I'm a foodie.
Foodie, what's that?
I like to eat.
I respect it. Me too. Okay. That's what's up.
So tell me about yourself. What are some of your hobbies?
My main hobby, I'm a student athlete. I actually play football. I'm in
Okay.
JUCO right now, studying architecture. In my free time, I just either chill or go to the gym, do something to keep me productive, you know what I'm saying? Other than
Okay.
that, I just be studying and go to work, really. That's
So
it.
you're a student athlete.
Yes,
Where do you
ma'am.
go to school?
Christian Community College. It's a new JUCO in Charlotte. I just moved from California 2 years ago.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, do we order? Where's the waiter?
That's what I'm saying. I like her, man. She knows she want it.
Where's the wings? I was promised there would be wings. Where the wings?
Some croissants or something.
Something, right?
It's all good. I mean, your company is enough, you know what I'm saying? I can wait all day.
Okay. He's showing out.
Y'all
He
chill
is
out. Y'all chill
showing
out.
out. He definitely is shooting shot. He's shooting.
I mean, I'm just being myself right now. I do think you're amazing and gorgeous. But
Thank you.
I'm just being myself. That's
Thank you. You're handsome. Look, I'm nervous, y'all. Yeah, but
I
you're
can tell, but it's
handsome.
cool though. I'm trying to get you out your comfort zone, not forcefully, but it's gonna come. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh. Whew. I'm blushing. You know, black people can't really blush like that, but I'm
cool.
blushing.
It's cool. I'm a man, but you got me smiling too, and I don't even
That's
smile
good.
like that.
That's good.
crazy.
I see you got. Let me see. He got all his teeth in his mouth. Okay.
Yo.
Got all his teeth.
I like
Teeth. I like the height.
Well, okay.
So far is there.
Okay, let me
I
ask
like
you,
it.
what's your favorite place to travel?
I like Miami a lot. I've been there a couple times. Really anywhere. Before this, I was living in Atlanta because I graduated from Clark, Atlanta. CIU.
That's what's up.
So I have my bachelor's of the arts. And I just really like going anywhere. My birthday's in 2 weeks, so I'll be in Jamaica.
Okay.
I'll be in
Okay,
Jamaica,
that's what's up,
so
that's what's
yeah.
up. Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I ain't never been to Jamaica, Miami, none of that.
That's okay. You know, if it goes well, maybe that could be on the agenda for us. We'll see.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
We'll see. We shall see.
Look, got you. Your entourage hopping you up.
Right.
It's cool. Shoot.
All my aunties, shout out to all my aunties in the crowd.
Shoot, you like sporting events?
Well, in high school, I was a cheerleader, so I was kind of like forced to learn about sports.
Okay.
Super Bowl is Sunday. I will be there for the wings, the festivities, because I told you I'm a foodie.
Who you going for?
The Rams.
The Rams?
The
I respect it. But
who else is playing? The Bengals?
Yeah.
Okay. But I like the Rams, just because I like the colors.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I really don't know too much.
It's cool. It's cool. Shoot, I might have to get you out to one of my games one day. You know what I'm saying? When the season start back out and all that.
Okay.
You like that?
Yeah, What do you play? Like what
I
position?
play football. I play free safety.
Duh, I know that.
Oh,
You
I'm
told
sorry,
me that.
sorry,
What
sorry,
position do you play? Are
I
you
play-
a running back?
I play defensive back. I play free
Defensive
safety.
back,
But
okay.
sometimes if we losing, they'll put me at like outside linebacker so I can shut the game down.
Linebacker, don't you have to be like pretty big?
That's
like
why
big,
that's why
big
God
to
put it inside me. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
got it. Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, that's it, really. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, you got me nervous, man. And
I'm
man.
nervous
I
too.
don't even get
I don't know
nervous,
if it's the lights or the what. It's high.
I don't know if y'all see me sweating.
Thank you. I try. I try to brush my teeth 3 times a day. Keep them pearly.
I like tattoos. You got tattoos?
I do.
How many tattoos you got?
9.
Oh,
9.
Okay,
Okay.
I only got 2. But,
2. Okay.
I plan on getting more someday, but
Where?
I'm getting my rib cakes covered. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what Bible scripture yet, but it got.
I was about to say, 'cause you
it gotta
wouldn't
be
be-
one for
you
me.
gotta
'cause
get a Bible
yeah,
scripture.
It can't just be anybody got none of that. I might put somebody's face right here. That's important to me, but we'll see.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Let's give him a hand. Where my husband at? We was over there sweating. Good God. Friends like, baby, hold on. What's happening here? No. I'm going to show you what happened.
Appreciate it.
Chapter 18. Words matter. One of the things about getting out here that most people fail to understand are words. Now, not just because she's my daughter, but you see a comedic side. When you go into any type of dating scene and you're uptight, it can ruin an opportunity. It is imperative that you know how to converse, but it is much more imperative when you know how to make somebody smile. Laughter is a door opener. It was very easy for these two. How many people have a sense of humor? During the dating season, it is imperative that you show you have a sense of humor. What I find with a lot of people in dating, you go in so serious, you go in trying to impress people until they don't want to come back because it feels like one of the chapters in here, it feels like interrogation. If you are too serious, it's not a date, it's a job interview. It's a job interview. Nobody likes job interviews, but you got to go on one. I want you to list 5 things from your last dating experience that you feel you messed up. Somebody said, "Woo." If you online, 5 things that you messed up. Now the bro codes get ready to come, but while they get ready to come, I want Dylan and this young man, with you guys having a dialogue, and I'm gonna ask you a question. Did you enjoy the conversation with each other?
I did.
I
Honestly.
did.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
What made it easy?
That both of us seemed like comfortable. Nobody was uptight.
Okay. The last date was kind of uptight. I need you to do your homework. I am going to introduce you to some sites that you've never seen before, maybe some of you. But I want you to make a promise that you will get on some site of sight. There is a whole world out here waiting for you. And there is a needle. The reason why they call a needle in a haystack is because if you lose a needle, you got to make another one. Nobody has that much time. But if you can get some ideas here, and you get on the site, and you put yourself out there and have a little humor, eat them wings and shut up, and just enjoy the camaraderie of fellowship, It'll take the pain out of dating and put the fun back in it. How many people are divorced? Ooh, Lord. It's a whole lot of y'all. How many people are divorced and want to get married again? So you two have work to do. We get ready to have our bro code come. We want everybody to just please get your pens and get your paper and write. Because the bro code are going to give you dating from a male's perspective. You guys can ask them questions concerning some of the pages in the book. And I want you to just, if there are kids here, we're going to be mindful of the children being here. They just couldn't get a babysitter. And even when you go on a date, you got to hurry up because the kid's home and they ain't got no babysitter. You got to hurry up. You'll be surprised some of the things that people say in dating and it messes it up. And so if you please welcome the bro code, we are going to have Troy. Everybody, come on, Troy. Come on, y'all. Come on, come on. Come on, 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 come on. This is a dialogue that you all have been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen alike. There is no thing that we're going to shy away from. These men came to be very transparent and honest. We're going to talk about ghosting and why they do it. Ladies, you have done it too. We're going to talk about the reality of what they want. We're going to talk about why and why is it that some of you gave it up too quick. And then you want to know why.
What happened?
You didn't get a response. My husband, this one married. Y'all can't have him. But Apostle is going to be there too. And as a male's perspective, he's a different type of man. And I'm going to say it because I'm his wife. He believes in fidelity. I want to know, even ladies, because the world looks like there's 7 men to 1 woman. In dating, do you care if he married or not? Or what y'all shaking your head at? Because I know a lot of women that want a married man. And don't mind telling you, I'll take your man. Isn't that a song?
It is.
City Girls, Salt and Pepper. And so now we get ready to start. Brother Troy, we get ready to start. Let's go to a chapter in the book. Let's talk about red flags. What is it that men look for on a, I don't want to say date, but fellowshipping with women? Just like women are looking for red flags, do men look for red flags too?
Yeah, I agree. First, men are moved by what they see. Write this down. Men are moved by what they see. Women are moved by what they hear.
Wow.
Right? So oftentimes...
Say that again.
Men are moved by what they see. We're visual.
Okay.
Can I give an example, sir? Is that okay? All right. So I'm a married man. Happily married for 10 years. But prior to marriage, my wife would text me. Right? You would get the midday text, maybe even get a picture. But it hit a little different when she was in front of me. So it visually on the phone, it enticed me. But it was different when that was tangible and I can now touch it.
Wow.
Now, with a woman, she was moved by the text itself. Just the mere fact that I thought about her in the midday and send something sweet to her was enough. So women are moved by what they hear, and men are moved by what they see.
Is that why you have women who are in illusional relationships on social media? And they could be with a man for years on social media. I know women that have given themselves 5-6 years to someone that they've never even met before. So do you mean that we are that naive until we would take the words that a man says and build a life on just words?
I think that's a possibility.
Wow.
I do. When words, you said it in the words matter.
Words matter.
Right? Words matter.
Yeah, it's in the book.
and then somebody else said representative, right? For a man that knows that, there's a possibility that those words could be used for his betterment.
Wow. So when you are fellowshipping and you have men that understand that women are wooed by words, he embellishes.
There's a potential, especially for a man that's equipped and is a wordsmith. My man is a wordsmith. Where you at? Sanai, sire, wordsmith.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Knowledge is knowing what to say. Wisdom is knowing when to say it.
Wow. Wow. Y'all right? Y'all better be writing this down. Y'all better be writing this down. Okay. Anyone have any questions concerning when you are out fellowshipping in the words that people have spoken to you? Why is it that women find themselves in situations where their heart is broken because someone did not follow through on what they said? Was it the words that good? Yes, it's in the book that words matter. Why is it that a man understands that a woman loves those words? And so does he play a game by telling her stuff that she wants to hear?
What you think, brother?
Why do you play word games? Why do men play word games?
Hey, JC for every. I don't know if it's a game, but we know that women like to be flattered. You know, we know that flattery can mean everything, especially if you're just getting started. So yes, there are some men that intentionally just speak out of turn because they know you haven't heard those words, or they know what you're looking for. You might have shared something proactively, and we feed off of that.
Sorry. Keep going. Don't pay me no mind. I'm sorry.
So, like I say, it just depends on the situation, really. It depends on the situation.
Okay. Do you find that when men are of a certain age, doing a certain age group, where I'm 50, and so do you find that there's a level of maturity that is accountable for the pain that men cause because they said something, because they were trying to get something from women? Is there a certain age group? Because when you're dating, you date within your age group. Maturity has nothing to do with your number.
That's right.
But it has everything to do with how you perceive life. So do you suggest that most women should find someone more mature so that they won't have to deal with the word games?
I think age is nothing but a number. I'm 39 going on 40, but I've been on dates with 20s, 30s, 40s, and I think it's important to find someone that you vibe with. Whether you're 30 looking for a 50-year-old or 30 looking for a 22-year-old, if you could keep up, great. And I'm talking about, energy level, financial level, experience level. I don't necessarily think you should put yourself in a box saying, all right, I'm 23, I'm 30, I'm going to make sure I'm dating within a 2 to 3 year gap, so to speak. Because you might be on a different plane yourself and looking for someone a little bit more experienced, someone a little bit more fun, and someone that could keep up with you.
Okay. I want to talk about chapter 8, slim pickings. Slim pickings. When I speak to women all around the world, they always refer to it is not enough men, especially black men out here, for women to date. Now, I could say what I know, statistically speaking, but do men feel that because the pickings are slim, their mindset does not have to be monogamous? And they don't have to take women serious. On dating or fellowshipping, when you're before a woman, your mindset is, I don't have to take her serious right now because I have options, because of slim pickings. Let's talk about slim pickings, chapter 8.
So my mic's not working, but I don't, and again, CK, listen, first of all, baseline, are we talking about men or boys? And I need somebody in the crowd to answer me. because my answer is going to be different based on who you're dating. So are we talking about men? Okay, so men, first of all, going back to words and actions, I can't jump over this. It's much easier for me to give you word game than it is for me to commit to the actions that you need through dating. So if you allow me to give you word game, then I'm going to give you word game. If you don't set the standard or set the boundary that, yo, I'm about actions, then I'm not going to come up to that. Thank you. So can you ask me that question again?
Okay. We're talking about chapter 8, slim pickings. When you have a world, especially with the African American community, and they say that there are no good black men or not enough black men out here, when you are fellowshipping, do you go into fellowshipping with that mindset, meaning the person that's before me, I don't have to take them serious because there's so many options for me as a black man. I don't have to take monogamy serious. I really don't have to take this fellowship date serious because I'm out here, I'm sowing my royal oats, and I don't have to take it serious. Let's talk about slim pickings.
So first of all, from a woman's standpoint, has anybody said that by show of hands? Have you ever said there's a slim pickings when it comes to men? There are no good men out here. All men are dogs. By show of hands. Okay. So that's your first problem. If you go in it with that mindset, you just might as well not even date because you're going to be looking for those things. I have a lot of male friends who are about their business. Now, they're not going to play games, but they're about their business. So baseline, they're going to show up and look for real women and women who want to, at some point, get married. So, numbers say they're slim pickings, but we got to remember, you only need one. You only need one. So I'm not looking through, I'm not going to a whole crowded football game. I just need one man. And so that's what I'm going to focus on. And if you keep that kind of energy, he is out there. There's a lot of good men out there, right? But I'm not listening to my mom. I'm not listening to my aunt and my home girl who said, nah, that might be their experience. But mine is, I'm worthy of a good man, and he's out there. He's right in Charlotte, and he's coming my way. And I know this to be true. I mean, I'm honored to have one. However, the women that are looking at you and they're like, yeah, okay, where we at? I mean, Mother Cece like, well, where the Negro at? Oftentimes you have women even, how many women have said that? Where we at? As a man saying that, you know where he is. I'm going to say why. Because you have friends. Tell these women where they at. And I say that because, no, go ahead, say that. He said they in Charlotte. So they want to know. And so let's have that dialogue. Where at? No, there's a mic.
He set himself up.
There is a mic right there if you want to ask questions. There is a mic right here. Feel free to ask questions. It's okay. There's a mic right there for a reason. Go ahead.
So a couple of things. In the book, it mentioned us doing the same thing when it comes to dating, us frequenting the same places. Y'all know we creatures of habit. We do what we do. We go to the same places. He's not there. He's not there. So you got to go different places, right? Maybe he sells real estate. Where do those men go, right? He owns a business. Where do those men go? Because if you're going to the same places, and honestly, maybe you're gonna have to date somebody that's not like the men that you always wanted to date. Now, I'm not saying you got to play full away games, but it's a real thing. And maybe that's going to be the man because y'all don't even look at him. You don't even look. You got to type. You got to type.
Can I ask the audience a question?
Go ahead.
How many times have you proactively gone to a man and say, hey,
right.
I think you look good. I'm attracted to you. Like, because no. And if you have, what was your reaction? Like, did they respond favorably? Okay. I mean, because to be real, that's what you might have to do because there are plenty.
So, okay, wait a minute now.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
What you're saying is we're living in a new era. It is all over social media where women are now proposing to men.
Right.
So now we in chapter 13, matchmaking. Because what I did is I asked him, well, where are they? You responded, and one of the words that you said or statements, that it is okay for a woman to approach a man. So it's okay for a woman to shoot her shot.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because this is the day that we're living in. No, go ahead. There's a mic right here for a reason. Move this mic. So what you're saying, we got to do different things to expect different results. You can't keep going to the same old watering hole. You can't keep going to church. You can't. Sometimes y'all got to go to Home Depot. Sometimes you got to act like the sink is broke. Sometimes you don't know what, listen, you don't know what a screwdriver is, but you better go to Home Depot and ask Carlos Mobrico what's the, because that's the truth of the matter. Go ahead.
But at the end of the day, I'm in normal places. And my friends are like, where are you getting these guys? I'm like, I'm not getting them anywhere. But what I've known is like when I'm in Home Depot or when I'm in Publix or when I'm in the grocery store, you have to be on, I think you have to be alert and aware of where you're at. Like you can't look preoccupied on the phone talking. And usually if I am on the phone talking, a guy will walk up and say, excuse me, miss, or whatever. So it's a look you have when you look available, so to speak. You don't look thirsty.
Okay. We're going to talk about that.
You want to be, when you step outside, be mindful of how you look, first of all. Secondly, you want to be looking like you're aware, because I think that's the biggest thing. I meet a lot of guys that way. And my friends think, like, what are you doing? I'm like, looking for a salad mix in the grocery store. And I see them, and they approach me. But I notice they're very reserved if I am on the phone or in my Bluetooth.
Now, I'm going to ask it, and the men can jump in here. Do you believe that women are not aware of their surroundings? I mean, you did say that. Yeah. So if you want to get to the point where you saw people dating, you have to be more cognizant of your surroundings. Do you agree? Okay. So as a man, when you guys notice, and let's be honest, we're just talking and have a dialogue. I hope don't nobody get in trouble. When you are out and women notice you, do you notice women noticing you?
Not all the time. What makes it difficult now is you have half a face that we can actually see.
Okay.
And so if that half a face is looking down or preoccupied, there's no opportunity for us to connect. There's got to be a moment where
a connection.
Right, you stopped. Maybe we've seen each other across the grapes, and and had a moment to say, hey, what kind of grapes do you like? Something to start a conversation naturally. But without that, if you're on your phone, if you're pushing a cart, pushing a baby, or just flying by, there's an opportunity that gets missed.
Okay, let's write this down. Pay attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to your surroundings. Mel, will you put up the yellow about the matchmaking, and it's 10 things or something like that. I want to show y'all something. The most likely places to meet a match. 1, dating apps. Social media. Family and friends. Matchmaking. I want to stay right there. How many people know what it is to be to pray for a matchmaker? And would you do it? That means you pay somebody to find you a match. How many people would do that? No, go ahead. You would? Y'all don't get it. If y'all can hear some of these comments, it's blowing my mind. Somebody say, I'm too fly for that. You said that? Okay. Who else said no? You said no? Okay, she said she too fly. Why won't you do it? Because you haven't done it. You see what I'm saying? Most women and men are blowing their opportunities because you saying, I'm not doing that.
It's pride.
You ain't doing it anyway. Go ahead. Anybody else? A matchmaker, what you do is you pay a service for someone to filter through the rubble for you. What you for, Fred?
That was me. That was me.
Oh, that was you,
Yeah, that was me. Yeah. We don't want no trouble.
It's to the dirt or to the dirt. You know that.
Yeah.
Okay. You pay someone to look through the rubble for you. You pay a fee. Yeah. You pay a monthly membership. They load you up some matches, and you says, nope, 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 nope. And when you get ready to go meet them, they give you the preliminaries so you can identify the person that you said, I want to take an opportunity. Somebody need to take advantage of that.
Oh, yeah.
What you yelling for, Michelle? She said, I won't do it. This is why a lot of people can't get to dating because you're so busy talking about what you ain't going to do. Try it. Yeah, try it. Tonight I'm going to give you pertinent. It's in the book. I'm showing y'all how to get it done. I'm going to say something. My husband right there, but I'm going to tell you. Y'all need to get your starting five up.
Uh-oh.
It's in the book. How many read it?
Yeah,
the starting five means that you are supposed to have 5 individuals on rotating schedule. And it's the process of elimination, and that is the one you give a little bit more time because that one is consistent. Men do it to us all the time. Hold on. Religious communities, learning spaces, work, neighborhood, organized groups, traveling. How many people know about traveling clubs? It's in the book. Do you know they have traveling clubs that you can go and meet people who are like-minded? When Cornelius and Michelle were talking, he said traveling. You got to get yourself ready and be prepared for someone that says you travel. And depending on the age you are, you got to respond, well, I've been to Dubai too. So that you'll know that you have a like-minded individual and the dialogue could connect because we have a camaraderie. Y'all got homework to do. How many people got a passport? I don't know how many people I can drill it. How many people got stamps on it? Traveling clubs are very necessary, especially when you find somebody in traveling clubs. It means that financially they have a responsibility. Funerals. Why, baby? We laughing?
Well, I'm laughing the fact that we talking about meet somebody at the funeral, but I wanted to go back to what you said about a matchmaker. And I think one of the things that some of you are missing is that most time a matchmaker can see what you don't see.
Yep.
And so when it came to me and my wife, and I'm going to just say who Kenya could see long ago that we were a perfect match without us even being in the same room at the same time anyway.
Right.
So I'm just saying, don't just go and pass that over like, I don't know if that, no. A matchmaker can see more about you because they're looking at you from the outside. They know, and it's depending on how close they are. Sometimes they know what your inclinations are, what your proclivities are, and they know the other person too. So I'm just saying that was a very important point, and don't just, fly
and sometimes, right, baby, and sometimes when you have people that hook you up on a blind date, and even though that's, they've embellished. They said, yeah, I know this girl, and she got 34, 45, 65, 35, and yeah, she got, she got this, and, she got, and then you roll up on this chick and be like, yo, who this? This is not the person that you told me about. How many people went on a blind date and be like, dang, check. So when you have a matchmaker, the obligation is you're providing a service, and she laughing, you're providing a service. Funeral. Y'all laughing. Can I tell? Let me explain something to y'all. I met somebody at a funeral a long time ago. I went to a funeral, one of my friends died. And he came in with one lady and left with me. At a funeral. I ain't done. Wedding.
Yeah, let's go.
Hospital. Party. Home Depot. Bottom line, anywhere. You can meet someone anywhere. AJ, LA, stand up. Come here, LA. I'm going to show y'all something. This is a single man. One of them. Chris? Curtis. Come here, Curtis. Right? Got your waves laid. Look, Fred, look at your son. Look at your son. Look, got his nice shiny shoes on, everything. Right? I said, church, one of the number one problems that women have, if you are always looking for a man in the church. Suppose I told you he plays in a band and it ain't nowhere in the church. But he plays in a band at a party. But you too holy to go. Kurt, what you do for a profession? Suppose he pulls up and you are too prideful to get out and pump gas. And he pull up at his truck. These are single men. And you too prideful to ask him, can you help me pump this gas? If you smart, you'll lean over and be like, excuse me, can you help me do this? No, watch this. Some women are so single because you too damn strong.
That's true.
For your own good. You won't ask Curtis to help pump no gas. You too busy laying before the Lord to go to a party and meet somebody. And there's two single men right underneath your nose, but your pride won't let you notice him. It's in the book. Thanks, guys. Brothers. Old brothers. Please tell these ladies the truth.
I wanted to touch on something real quick. You mentioned three things. One was pride, another one was monogamy, another one was maturity. You're right. Age doesn't breed maturity. Experience does. Lived experience breeds maturity. You go through enough stuff, you'll learn. Oftentimes, you got to go through the same test over and over again until you get it. I think dating has no difference. For a man, there's a sense of maturity that often comes through time. I'll use myself, for example. My wife met me when I was 21, but she told me at that moment that I wasn't ready. Now, we didn't get married until I was 31. So it was almost a decade later, and in that decade, I had to mature. I had to come to the decision that I wanted to live a monogamous lifestyle. But prior to that, I didn't. I was a rolling stone, and I had to go through those growing pains because I wasn't mature enough. But I recognized that about me. And with the man, oftentimes, they always say that women mature faster than men anyway, right? So I think there has to be a sense of grace. Also, there has to be a sense of accountability, which is the biggest part on both ends. And to Pastor MJ's point, I heard on the street that when you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Wow. So if my intention is I'm looking for Boaz or whoever you want to call him, if broke, well, anyway. Okay. Whew, this is a family-friendly show. So with that being said, if that's my intention, like if every time I step out the door, I'm laid, fried, dyed, laid to the side. I'm not walking around in pajamas and flip-flops. You know, that. Not that y'all would do that, but I'm just saying, like, I'm always going to present myself. Presentation is everything.
Wow.
You know?
Women today don't believe that. What you mean, what? Because I sure saw a girl running down the street with a bonnet the other day. Can I really ask y'all's perspective? Because you said presentation is everything. What's, for a man to say that, can y'all elaborate on that? Are you bothered when you see a woman that says she wants a man with a bonnet, flip-flops, pajamas? Does that bother y'all? I'm seeing it, saying outside.
For me, yes. I mean, there's a sense of maturity. Like, you know, let's be honest, and please, by show of hands, I've once heard that women look at a man's feet in their hands. Is that true? Why? It's presentation is everything. So why should that be any different for us as we reflect on a woman?
Talk to Mike. Stand up. It's fine.
That presentation that you say is everything. When you say us women look at men hands and feet, it's really not everything, because what we're looking at and what we're looking at it for is not always what it is.
Explain, Lucy. Nah, you put it out there. Nah, you put it out there. Explain, Lucy. Come on. Cover the baby ears.
That they say they need to be. Because, you know, they say when your feet big and your hands big, your man big. That's not always true. So I can be looking at that and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I want. But that ain't what I want.
Now, that's one side of it. I've also heard, and this is just what I've heard, that the hands and the feet looking to see how you take care of yourself. Assuming that if you take care of yourself, you'll take care of me. Wow. Right? So I get a manicure and pedicure. I love to be loved, and can't nobody love me like me. Right? So I take that. I hold that to high regard. So anyway, I understand what you're saying, and I'm sure that's part of it. But oftentimes that's what I hear. I was like, man, if a man will take care of his hands, when he shakes my hands and his hands aren't rough and hard, right? Those are the subtleties.
Okay.
So
I went somewhere else.
So are you? So you're saying that the package is important?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Tanya.
My son asks people, why you go to the grocery store? Because I don't know where he at. I don't know what he's going to be doing. But my mother always taught me that you walk out prepared like a lady. So I operate in a lady. So when I see a young man or grown men that are in bonnets, I see all your underwear.
Yeah.
I want to see those until we intimate. It's like it goes both ways. But then to her comment, if I'm looking at your hands, it might not be that I'm looking at your hands and manicured. I might be looking to see if you drive a truck, if you got the calluses on your hands because you're a working man.
Wow.
Paying attention to your shoes, because if you are wearing Jordans, spending all your money on Jordans or all of that, or if you in some Stacey Adams, I'm looking at the quality of your shoes.
Wow.
On what you're doing with your life. Because a man, I have 3 sons, so I taught them that. When a female looks at your hands, if your nails are dirty, she know you a mechanic. My dad was a mechanic. I don't have no problem with a brother that works and got rough hands.
Wow.
I'm looking at his shoes to see if he spent all his money on shoes or he spent his money somewhere else because he's driving a car that ain't no clunker like mine, or I don't have one because he didn't put his money in Jordans. So it just depends on the woman's maturity as well.
Wow.
You're grown in the game if you want to do it. And then if you're in the grocery store and you mad because you in the grocery store, you ain't got enough money, I ain't finna holler at you either.
I want to elaborate on something. Earlier today, I was having a dialogue with some girlfriends. And the comment that was made was, nah, he could look like a frog. That was just, listen. And I said to her, so he has to look a certain way. Do you believe that most women are passing up a good man because he doesn't look a certain way? And the same rule applies with women. Let's talk about the superficialness of individuals. Why is it that you have to be good looking in your search for your needle? Why is, and he said it, that men are attracted. Why is it that you could have a man that wants a good looking woman and he looked like Quasimodo?
Yeah.
Why is that rule so important? I mean, I thank God I got blessed. God knows I did. However, in dating, why is it that the expectation has to be so superficial?
I think that's because we got accustomed to the swipe life. You know.
Say that again?
We've become accustomed to the swipe life.
We've got accustomed to the swipe left. Okay.
Well, the swipe life.
Swipe life. Okay.
Right. There's supposedly so many options on Tinder and Bumble and Match.com and this, that, and the other. That's what you're looking at. You have that 2-second photo and you're done. When I had my Tinder days to where I don't read the comments. I would if it was someone that I was okay. I've seen her once or twice. Excuse me. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen her once or twice. Let me see what she's really about. But more often than not, I see the picture and I make my decision. And I think that's what we do once we're in reality. We see the person, we make our decision, and we keep it moving.
So you're saying it's because of so many options that you have?
So many.
Now, let me ask you a question. Who said so many? Okay. So don't you think that when you go out here and you're looking for the needle and you have so many options, what makes you think you the prize? I mean, I'm just saying. I'm reading the comments. One young lady, Flo, she said, you could be looking at a man with $2,000 shoes and he be the devil.
That's true. That's true.
So I guess it goes back to dumpster diving in the book.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times when you're looking for something worth value, and because it looks a certain way, it's not valuable at all. You could have a pretty face that can show you an ugly lesson. So why is it that we have become so shallow? Because of the swipe left and the swipe right? So what you're saying is we have become a nation of perfecting people and what they look like. And because they look a certain way, they must be good.
Yeah, and it's only going to get worse, in my opinion. As the metaverse.
So that's why it's so hard.
Well, we have this Web 3.0. People are about to start doing things from social media to virtual reality.
Okay, so I know what you're talking about. Web 3.0. I get it. I'm educated. And so iBots, I get it. I'm educated, so I understand. But they don't know. So could you kind of tell them, and even the ones on social media, we've got over 500 people watching, can you tell us about that?
Well, people essentially are going to step into this world behind the glasses, the Oculus, the headsets, and they're going to be living more through their avatars. They're going to be buying property. They're going to be trading goods. They're going to be living the same life that they were living on Instagram, for example, within this virtual reality world. And that's how individuals are going to meet each other, through the lens of the character that they've created beyond the character that they already had.
So it's going to be even more difficult in the world of dating because of technology. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay. So now you're shooting the options of someone meeting someone at the local Starbucks. Is that what you're saying?
You said shooting down the option?
The option. That means of you meeting someone at the local Starbucks because of the iBots, because of the avatars.
I mean, it's still there. You just have to get out of your head. You got to get out of that space.
Okay. Say that again. You got to get out of that world. Okay. Go ahead. Come on, LA. Let's give it up for LA, a single man.
What about females that don't look like they look when they have on makeup and when they don't have on
Tell it.
Come on. Come on.
And, I mean, it go for men too, because
No.
we're trying to do the Beijing thing to look too much.
Okay.
And all of that, but
So are you saying when you are dating, you take her swimming?
Yep.
Because
Throw in the pool.
Go to the pool.
Yep.
Okay. So now, with you saying that in
JC.
Speaking about the avatar world, you're speaking about you want to date, but you rather a natural woman.
Right.
So you are a man that wants a natural woman. So how do you date if everybody is made up? Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily before the avatars, like right before that. I was thinking more so when we were just talking about regular people. And you know, just going out and you'll see a pretty girl and she'll be pretty when the lights are a little dimmer, you know, and the makeup is where it is, and then next thing you know, you see her one day while she's in Walmart or a Food Line, and it's completely the opposite.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because makeup has gone that advanced now, to where, you know, it can change your whole appearance. Your neck be black and you be white.
Right. So let's touch on that. Let's touch on that.
He's right.
He is right.
So if we do statistics, so I'm very big on statistical studies. The majority of women love makeup. I thank God we ain't got that problem at home. However, you want a natural woman.
I mean, I love makeup too, but I just don't want it to make you not look like you.
Look like you. Okay. So how does that work with women who are looking for someone, and now her opportunities to find someone may be shot because you do have men that want more of a natural looking woman? So with that being said, will you ever date someone that is overly made up, or your preference, because we're talking about preference, is more of a natural woman?
No, I would date. I like women when they're made up for like special events. You know, it makes sense then, but when it just goes past like the eyebrows be a whole nother type of eyebrow. The eyelashes be,
right.
You don't have eyelashes.
Right.
Right. He's saying he doesn't want to have to rewash
Go ahead.
He doesn't want to have to rewash his pillows, you know, after you come over because the makeup's all
okay.
up.
Okay. So go ahead.
And
Go
so
ahead.
I think one thing we don't know is that dating, women had to, that's when makeup started being used. Back when dating was, so the history, that's why women start wearing makeup. I really believe that if you get a man at your highest level where you're all made up, that's the only way you can keep him. So if you get a man and you go out and you dressed up like that, and then I see you on a different level, you can't keep me. Because I'm gonna want that,
I disagree.
but it's in the book. You said
it's in the book. Go ahead.
But like
I wrote it.
And I'm not saying I love a woman who's put together.
Right.
But that you don't have to do that for me.
Right.
Right. So
let's go back what you said. I think that the first attraction says a lot. There are some men, when a woman got a scrunchie in her head, she ain't got no makeup on, she got some Uggs on, you know, she's doing her laundry, and the brother holler at her. But even with that, when they go out, he wants to see different levels of her.
Right.
I believe, and this is just my truth, that a woman should always reinvent herself. For my husband, it's a different chick every week. But that's okay for us. But when he sees me, Fred said something so profound. I took off my lace front, and he said, "Thank you for letting me see you without your lace front." But I'm going to tell you what the Negro did. He took a needle and thread and laced it and helped me put it back on. It's about getting an understanding. And when you are fellowshipping, comes a time when you get that understanding. But it takes time that you invest in a person where you could tell me that. Now, wait a minute. I believe if a man has a problem with anything a woman wears or put on her face, you need to invest in that. I'm saying this because what a lot of men don't know, you don't know what it costs to look a certain way. And so if you are going to be fellowshipping and you date someone, you can say, I like that, but I prefer this. And if you prefer this, if you guys have an understanding, then it will work. But don't come out the gate like that, bruh.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying.
So what I'm saying, over the course of time, you tell her that, right? Because you're right. I've seen some women metamorphose into some stuff I just don't know what. Even me, I'm like, well, dang, how'd you do that? Right. So I get it, but I believe that in the course of dating, you get an understanding so that both of you will be pleased. Got it? Yeah. So he said he want a more natural woman, but yeah, he's single, and so y'all got to go to the pastor if y'all want to date him. Okay? Go ahead. So I want to talk about something in the book called Lowering Your Standards and Settling. Let's talk about that. How many women and men have lowered their standards? Huh? Okay, let me hear what you have to say. You got to go to a mic. I want to talk about lowering your standards and settling. There is a big difference. A big difference. Go ahead.
So, as a young lady said, I've never had an issue with dating. I chose to be single, for me. So, like when you have a type, it's like, let me step back because it could be me, not you. My issue was, and it's going to kind of go back to the swag conference, I get bored quick. And it's I figured out who I was, but they said something so profound to me that made sense, and I don't want to make it holy, but when you're stepping into a different realm, one of the young men, I can't remember his name, that was speaking, he said, you don't want to open certain doors, because especially if you're like, if you know you got a certain calling on your life, and you can't be around certain people, if that makes sense. So my issues was I was getting bored, and I'm like, okay, and I don't text back all the time. I don't, and I don't know, men would think that I was acting like the man. Like, I'm a female, but like my mentality, I was like, wow, and that, I don't know why that, like, why you keep texting
Hold
me?
on, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How many dates you go on?
A lot. But
You
for
do?
me,
No.
like,
I'm helping you. I'm gonna hurt your feelings, but I'm gonna save your life.
okay. I need that.
If I was a man, I would not date you.
That's okay. That's okay. I know, my mom.
No, hold on. Hold on. I can sit down with half the women in here, and I can tell you why you ain't dating.
Right.
Because no man wants to sit across from all that deep. They don't.
But I don't do that.
Wait a minute. You see how? See, let me help women. When women come off like that, men immediately shut down.
Right.
Because they realize, whoa. It's like on a date, if you come out like that, you go, and men go, ho, nah, check. And I would have you do an exercise with yourself to see what that is when you're ready to date.
Right.
Men really like to chill.
Right.
They do. And so understand that if you are a woman, and let's be honest, and you say, I got a calling on my life, he's like, well, what's that? Some of them go say, a calling.
I don't tell them that.
See what you're doing? See, you see what you're doing? This is 65% of women I talk to.
Listen.
Look, LA back there saying, yep. See there? He a single man. You see his response? And a lot of time, I'm telling you, I can sit down with a woman and she be like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, he ain't gonna call her back. Don't even, let me explain. I have a husband. But if I did not have my husband, I could get married every year if I wanted to. He'll tell you, I'm a good wife. I pride myself on it. Right? I know when to shut up.
Right.
I know how to be submissive. Submissive will be very difficult for you. Because the minute, what y'all for? No, because the minute he says, let me show you something. Look, I'm going to show you something. Give me your foot, baby. You see this? I can take them off, and I can put them back on. Easy. You know why? Because there's something inside of me that was whole enough to be a better half. And most people who are single and you start fellowshipping, you load your gun up and you like, and they're like, hold back. That's why in the book, the exercises are so important.
Right.
And so when a man is talking to you and you're like, but you know, after that, Baby, am I right? Somebody call me and get me off this date. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, how long have you been single?
I just got out of a relationship because I ended it.
You ended it?
Yes.
Okay, that's your truth and you stick to it?
I swear.
No. That's what you say?
I promise.
Okay, and how long were you with him?
For a couple months. So Michelle, no.
Okay. No. Shut off a mic. I'm not playing. Shut off a mic. Because if you told me you was with him for 14 years, 3 years, 6 months, 2 years, not you said in a couple of months. I'm wondering, thank God you lasted that long. Because you have to understand, if you want to be in anything, you have to understand the dualness of sacrifice. A conversation means I'm going to talk and you're going to respond. You're going to respond, I'm going to talk. You're not going to go ba 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 ba. Okay? Talk to me. What do you do if you're fellowshipping and a woman's like, well, you know, I had a headache today and I had a ham sandwich, you know what that, and you just go, how do you handle that?
Go to the bathroom.
Where's no? Come here, LA.
Well, he walking. Do you mind?
No, ma'am. I love you, but absolutely not.
Because you know when you don't know somebody and you
see, we're gonna talk later. Let's talk later. But let a man tell you from his perspective. You and I'll talk later. Don't worry. Let him speak right now. Y'all would tell me about if you are on a date or you're fellowshipping and you have to sit across from a young lady that loaded up her gun and she's like, I gotta call them on. Go ahead. Just listen. It's an exercise. Don't take it offensively. Listen.
It comes off very controlling, and men don't like that. It's not necessarily saying that, you know, we want to be over you or anything like that, but just to hear you just saying what you don't do, what you can't do, what you won't do, what you ain't gonna do, how you ain't gonna do it, when you're not gonna do it. It's not. We're just gonna get up and not do it. You know what I'm saying? Honestly.
Right. So there's no compromise. There's no compromise.
There's no compromise.
Okay. So when you meet a woman and there's no compromise, can you tell that from the first date? Any man?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Would you date her?
No.
All right, sit down. Okay. Sit down. Brothers, take it away. I got you. I'm going to talk to you later. Go ahead, brothers. Take it away.
I don't know. Like, it's some men like a challenge.
Okay.
You know, and just because someone says they have a calling on their life, depending on where you're at in your life, you might say, hey, that's good, because the last few girls I've dated, they weren't calling anybody, and nobody was calling them either. You know? So, you know, just because a woman knows what they want doesn't mean that you should shy away from that. You know, I appreciate a woman who's matter of fact about what she's looking for, and matter of fact about what she doesn't want. That allows me the opportunity to see, A, can I fit into this puzzle? And do I want to try? You know, do I want to try to engage even further in this type of conversation or relationship?
What happens, I want to go back to something, and you are not going to talk, baby, don't worry. I want to address this word, type. Now, everybody is going, Let's talk about type. And they're laughing. Do men and women have a type? And has the type worked for you? Or has the type worked against you? Let's talk about type.
So, yeah, women have types. Oh, you want me to? Yeah, men have types. They have types. However, that's fine. But when we talk about being grown, my type is a wife type. Like I want a virtuous, I want a Proverbs woman. So that's a type, right? So that's my type. But that's a full range. And so I don't want to waste my time, but I'm attracted to certain things, absolutely. But those are we were talking about shoes and all that stuff earlier. That's secondary. I want somebody that has values and morals, somebody who has meaning and mission and wants to build something together. So that's a type, right? The beauty will rub off. The heart will not. So I want somebody that's good in here. And so we talk about guarding your heart. I want that woman. So.
You saying all the good stuff.
That's the truth.
You saying all
that's the truth.
Cornelius, I'm just...
That's the truth.
No, come on. Here come Kendall. Kendall gonna hit you hard. Come on, Kendall quiet too.
My statement or question, however you want to take it. I think some people are a little unrealistic on the type.
Yeah.
And that can go for women and men. Because I know I have a couple friends who they're like, well, I like this type of woman and this and the third, but they don't take care of themselves well enough to get that type of woman.
Wow.
Same way with females. Some people might be like, well, I want a Denzel, but you don't fit that caliber of a woman. So I think it's more so just being honest with yourself and being more realistic on both sides of the playing field.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So let me ask you a question about type. How many people's type has worked for them? That means you go with the same type of individual all the time. The type. Okay. How many people have dated a different type? And okay. Tell me about some of your experience dating a different type. And what does that really mean? Go ahead. It irritated you? The same type or different type? The different type. So does some people stay safe because you believe that a type works? The type don't work? So are you willing to go outside your type? You have to if you're going to meet someone. Go ahead, Leary. Go to the mic. Okay, go ahead, because the people on Facebook want to hear you. There's 600 people that want to hear you. We're talking about type.
But I married a different type. I'm a legal girl. I'm an attorney. I'm all about business. My husband's a truck driver.
Wow.
So totally different. First date, he rolled up, big old monster truck. Vroom, 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 vroom. What in the world have I done? But I did what you said. I went in. I ate the wings. I shut up. Best date ever.
Wow.
You talk about checking on a woman if she has children. One thing Sean did before I left our first date, he said, you have a daughter, let me make sure she has something too. So not only did he take me out and date me, he made sure that my daughter received something as well. So totally different type. I wanted the gentleman with the suit and the 6 figures driving a Lexus, because that's what I had, and I wanted them to have it too, but the Lord had something different, and I flipped the script, and the best thing I ever did. Like,
wow.
My husband is amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
Yes. Wow. So while she comes to the mic, I need everybody to write down their type. On social media, they're like, okay, we want to be part of this too. I need everybody to write down their type. Identify what your type is. And when you get out here, look for the opposite. Go ahead.
Okay, so this may be a little off of the subject, but it still has to do with my type. When I go places, a lot of times, men just stare at me.
Okay.
And they don't never say nothing. I can look over here and look back, and they still staring at me.
Okay.
What are they staring at?
Did you ask?
Did you ask
No,
him?
I
Right.
He said it. I think a lot of people miss the opportunity to date. It's because you're not paying attention to your surroundings. And if someone is looking at you, there is nothing wrong with drumming up a conversation. Good. Men like to be approached too, just like women. Okay. Let's talk about type again. Thank you. I want my husband to get the mic. And I'm just going to give you something. The reason why I want everyone to write down their type is because if you get stuck with a type, you forfeit your opportunity to find a match. That's why I said y'all got to have a pen and paper. You forfeit your opportunity to find a match. If a man is looking for a type, I am saying this could be detrimental. When I first met my husband, he didn't know a lot about who I was. He heard because my sister Kenya. But I did something that blew his mind. Not that, but I'm just saying. I jumped in his truck. Tell him about it.
So I had no idea about who she was in ministry, any of it. And when we was dating, she offered to ride with me on one of my routes. And she was in the truck. I think you went live too.
Yeah.
She was in the truck with me, and she, the whole trip. And it really didn't blow my mind then until afterwards. I'm like, oh my God, this woman was in this truck with me. But it came, while we're talking about it, when I looked, I wouldn't have thought. Now, if I knew who she was, we probably wouldn't have been together because I probably would have been too intimidated because I wouldn't have felt like I was her type.
Wow.
Even though, because it's not always the call or some of that is, I don't know if I have what it takes to be with that person. So, what she, out the door, we just vibe.
Now, you understand why you have to get rid of the type. There was a young lady, and I'm going to bring it back to the bro code. My girlfriend, Melissa, she's Puerto Rican. And one day, Melissa was talking to me about getting married. And I said, I'm sorry, but the Lord told me to tell you that he ain't black. Because that's all she dated was black men. That's it. And she said something so derogatory of what she didn't want. I can't say the derogatory word for Spanish men. But I said, well, you just going to have to deal with it because that ain't your type. She is now married to a Peruvian. Most people, what'd she say? I can't hear you. Yeah. Most people forfeit the opportunity to find a match because of your type. Your type has you stuck. Your type has you stuck. How many people would date outside their race? Brothers?
I can't even tell that lie, no.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do women feel to find someone they have to date outside of their race? Let's talk about that. Go ahead. Do you feel to find someone? Now we're talking about statistical studies. The statistical studies say that our beautiful black men have two areas where you may find yourself in the rubble a little too long. Would you go outside your race to find someone? Someone said, yeah. How do you do that? I can't hear you. Mel? Go ahead. Okay.
They're serious. They bring their A game just like a brotherhood. And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So I've dated outside my race.
Okay.
And a man is a man, if you ask me.
Woo. Woo. She said a man is a man if you ask me. This subject is really quiet because a lot of people shy away from it. But if you notice, the majority of the commercials now have interracial couples, especially Generation Z. Mel, do me a favor. Put up the Cupid. Put up the international site for me. I want to show y'all something. This is a website. This website is for anyone looking for love on an international scale. People are like, wow. Look, they're writing it down. On an international scale. This is an international dating site. For Lord, people on Facebook are like, what's the right? Y'all go ahead and write it down because I'm going to take it off. It's an international. That means I know someone that used this site and found her husband in London, and he relocated to the States. They said, please don't go fast. They need it. Look, they saying, please, you scrolling too fast, Mel. They want to read it. Okay? Someone said we need help. I'm here to help. In the book, you're going to see that there's so many different, it's plethora of areas that you just are afraid to try. And you got to do something. Go ahead, Tanya.
So, piggybacking on what she said, my children are biracial, and I was married to a white brother. I'm sitting that right there for a reason, a white brother. Because the difference is the outside of their skin doesn't change their mentality. If they have decided, they're saying they're no good black men, they're no good men. If a man is a man. He's either going to do his responsibilities or he is not. This man's biological makeup was Indian and white, primarily Lumbee Indian, like the tribe, still wearing feathers. That didn't make him do anything better or different for his children or in his marriage, because the outside of his skin didn't change the mentality or his heart. So one of the sisters back here said, oh, she's not going to go to Cupid internationally. A man is a man. He is either going to be a man or he's going to be a boy, because that's their mentality. It don't matter the color of his skin.
Right. I have a sister, and she has been married to a Jewish man for 37 years. Lost her virginity to him, know nothing else. And they have been committed to each other for years. When I was 16 years old, I was at South Street Seaport, and she said, I found my husband. And I said, where at? And she said, he right there. And I said, who you talking? You talking about that little white boy right there? She said, yes. They've been inseparable. You find joy, you find rich, you find rich, you find joy. They move in one. And so what I'm saying is, you don't know. And don't close your mind to the possibilities. Okay? Let's go to the broom list. The broom list. Scroll up, guys. Here we go. This is another site. See, everybody's going, oh, wow. It's a matchmaker. See, you see, so they said, put it up again, Mel. Scroll up again. They said, please scroll slow. The broom list is a dating website. This dating website is for people who are in a certain pay bracket. $75,000 plus a year. Okay, they done got excited. Over in the corner, they having a fit. They're having a fit. What most people don't understand is there's more to life than just Plenty of Fish, Bumbles, Tinder, and the free dating website called Facebook. You do Plenty of Fish and wind up with a shark, you're going to be in trouble. What I'm bringing to your attention is sometime, especially when you put in your zip code, you will find yourself in a pool of individuals in the same community. So if you put in the website, she dated him, she dated him, she dated him, she dated him, and maybe he dated him too. Because what happens is you put yourself in a pool in the community where you have put the zip code. So you've got to go outside the confines of your zip code to be found. You see, you guys have limited yourself by not thinking outside of the box. Bro code. Say what you said. Go ahead. No, say what you said. Don't be afraid. Say that again. To pay to get a date. Okay, let me help you with that. Someone said, "Uh-oh, she shouldn't have said that." Okay, come to the mic and say why she should. Because before I say it, she said it. You said you gotta pay to find a date or to get a date. Okay, let her answer it, and then y'all gonna answer.
There's this channel that I used to watch. It's called Millionaire Matchmaker, and people pay more than that. And certain people don't like websites, and some people do not get out and about. So they will, and they're willing to pay for it. I mean, certain people are shy, and they would rather pay for someone. Like me, I'm shy. Maybe you come up to talk to me, I might giggle or something like that. So when Mr. Miller told me to come up here, I was like, oh, wait a minute. So for someone else, they would rather pay for someone else to do that. Because you don't know how that person will interact with someone else. So be a little bit more open-minded.
Wow. Go ahead.
No, we were talking earlier about the matchmaker. And a couple of my corporate jobs, I just couldn't find a job. And I had the skills, so I got a recruiter.
Right.
I paid for the recruiter. I'm sorry, I invested in a recruiter.
That's the word.
And so it's a different mindset. So, and I have to say, are you worth it? Because I think right? And I think you are, but I got to ask you because I can think what I want. But if you're worth it, you invest. It's a whole different conversation.
I like that word. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of the individuals who are single, and I'm saying some, the word is some, don't take the time to invest in themselves. Mm. The question is, why is it that people want to date, but they do not invest in themselves? I can't hear you. Speak up. They don't have the confidence. Go ahead, Troy.
Pride, too. We talked about that earlier. There's no, I've always heard that there should be celebration in asking for help. So why should it be any different in relationships? MJ, you used the word pride. Well, sometimes there's good pride and oftentimes there's bad pride, right? Where, Kurt, you said it, ma'am, I'm quite sure you're worth it, but how bad do you really want it?
Right.
Right? If dating is or fellowshipping or finding a mate, courting, whatever you want to call it, is something that's important to you, you'll find a way to win. I never would have ever thought of, no need for me to ever think of sites such as this, but it does open up your mind to this thing called perspective.
Yeah.
And if that's important to you, then you'll seek it, right? Seek, knock, answer. What are you seeking? What are you seeking after?
Yeah.
And that's probably why you're getting the answer you're getting. So it's something to think about.
Right. I think people, and I would love to take my time and just speak to a whole lot of people, but I think they have not opened up their mindset to the possibilities of outside of the box. And I think we live in a society that is so outside of the box, we can't be afraid to get out of the one we created for ourselves. And I think what happens in dating is, I think there becomes fear. I think the self-esteem. But I also think that people don't know how to have dialogue. They don't know how to have a conversation. The conversation that was had with my daughter in, say your name again? Cyrus? Sire. Oh, that's a beautiful name. It was easy. The conversation was flowing. I think what happens with a lot of people in dating is you don't pay attention to doors. I'm going to say that again because people on Facebook's like, say that again. In dating, you do not pay attention to doors. That means if he or she opens up a door for a good dialogue, do you have the capacity to go through it with a healthy response? Right? When he was talking to Michelle, he was speaking to her, and there were so many doors. Instead of going through the doors, she became kind of flirtatious. She was, and he kept opening the doors, and she. It goes back to what he says. You have to pay attention to your surroundings in dating. I'm going to give y'all an assignment. I want you to go home, and I want you to have a mock dating conversation with somebody. I believe in giving people exercises. Name some of the things in your dating or while you are dating, but as a man, that you would like to hear doing gathering data. That means that when I'm sitting and I'm eating a meal, name some of the things that will make you excited about a conversation.
Goals, aspirations. I love to hear passions, things that you're passionate about.
Okay.
That make you happy. I have a service-driven mentality, so I like to hear those things. You know, what are the things that make you happy, that are passionate, that you love doing, that you desire and hunger for, like dreams and desires and things
Okay.
of that nature.
Family.
Family.
I want to know that you come from a good family, that you care about family.
Okay.
Because I care about family.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, it's hobbies.
Hobbies.
Shared interests, things that you can find that you can enjoy together.
What's a turn off?
Negativity.
Kind of like a non-caring attitude, not
nonchalant,
not devoted, not like looking at their phone, just dismissive of the fact that you're on a date in the first place.
Okay. So why is it that when people get on a date or they get in front of someone, they believe that in their mind that one of the conversation, especially Generation Z, feels that it has to be sexual?
They're trying to cut through the...
Hold on, because these ladies over here making these noises. Trina, going over there, because she just said, go ahead, Trina. Because for some reason, even online, these conversations that you're supposed to be collecting data, it turns into a sexual conversation. So why does it always come to a sexual dialogue? Why is that always holding the entrance? Go ahead.
I don't know what to say about why, but I can tell you that I...
Speak in the mic, ma'am.
I can't actually say why that's an issue. It's disheartening because it's happening so often now. So even in my conversations with men, it's almost like you can say something, or even if they see a picture, it's almost like they'll have like a short conversation with you, and then they'll throw the sexual innuendos in the conversation. You know what I mean? And with me, I could discern when it's coming, you know, and even when it's there. And it just makes the entire conversation awkward and icky, you know? Because then will you do that? I mean, I could block you and not talk to you, you know, anymore. But I'll actually give you an example. I was talking to a guy from Philly. And right off the bat, hey, how you doing? Everything is good. How are you? You know, I'd like to meet you. I'm going to come out there right now and see you. What do you have on? What would you like me to do? And I'm like, wait a minute. You just saw my picture. That, you know what I mean? We just had like a brief conversation. mindset with some of these men, and listen, not all men, okay? Not all men, but I'm realizing that on these dating sites, that's what it's really become about. Most of these men are here to hunt, and I say hunt, and I say it.
Say that in the mic again. Say it louder.
Most of the men on there are there to hunt on these specific sites, and I say hunt because my profile actually says that I'm not here to serial date, smash, or be a sugar mama.
Say that again. Say it loud in the mic because the people on Facebook want to hear you, ma'am.
My profile.
Your profile says.
I am not on this site to
serial date,
smash,
or be a sugar mama. Go ahead.
Can I tell you to take that off your profile? Because people see that, and I'm thinking you've been that before. You know, you've been there to smash. Otherwise, you wouldn't be so forefront that that's not what you're there for now.
No, the only reason why I put that on there is because
Come on, Ella.
the mentality of some of the men on that site is automatically.
I get it. No, I get it.
But wait, my profile now. Can you give me a second?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Girl, go ahead. You want.
The only reason why I say that is because you waste so much time.
Talking to Mike, Trina.
The only reason why I say it is because you waste so much time on these sites dealing with these men, and I feel like if you're up front right away, and you say what you have to say, then they know exactly where you're coming from. Because you could either like it or love it. You don't have to swipe my profile to like me. You understand? You can move right along.
I get you.
Okay, so there's several conversations, so we must have hit. Come to the mic if you want to share a statement, a comment concerning this. Just get behind Trina. Get behind. Oh, Lord, here they come. Go, Lord. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, dang. Oh, Facebook, y'all missing it. Y'all missing it. Y'all missing it. Y'all, Facebook, y'all missing it. Dang. That line is long. Okay, y'all pass the mics. Come on, y'all. Speaking to the mic. Yeah, hurry up, because I want to hear what my daughter got to say. Fred, we got to hear what our daughter got to say. Go ahead. Speaking to the mic, loud.
I'm reading my profile. I'm going to read it quick, right? And then and that's it. But this is what I've said. And I've changed my profile several times.
Yeah.
I made it this because I just got tired.
I got you.
Read fast.
I'm going to say it real fast. I'm not on this site to smash, serial date, or be a sugar mama. My time is valuable. Please don't waste it with games, foolishness, or buffoonery. Your words should align with your actions. Be honest about your intentions. I'm a grown woman with grown kids. I'm not for everyone. So if you're a grown man who knows God and understands the little things matter to a woman, then go ahead, swipe right. If my profile is too harsh for you, then go ahead, swipe left, and rest in the Lord.
Wow. Okay. Cornelius, you want to respond to what she said?
Yeah, and I understand why you write that, because of the experiences you have with men. But I feel like if you write that, you're giving those experiences the power. Versus, I want to hear what you want. So if I look at your page, I want to hear what you want, and that's it.
So she's basically upfront telling you what she don't want.
I don't want that. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, what he's saying on your dating sites, ladies, when you are putting up profile pictures, don't put up a load of what you don't want. What he might be saying is, let me explore the options. Right?
I understand why. I totally understand why, but you can't let other people change who you are.
But, and I get what you're saying. But
Talk to the mic.
I've had experiences where some people are like, your profile is cool. You say what you have to say. That's what you know, this is what you, exactly, this is what you don't want. And other people, are like, God.
I take it this isn't on ChristianMingle.com.
No.
Well, I'm curious. I'm curious.
Ahead,
is that working for you?
Well, I mean, listen.
No, for real. Like, is that working for you?
I'm getting hits, I'm getting likes, you know what I mean?
Change it for 30 days.
So change it.
Change
you know
it
what?
For 30 days.
No, okay, so listen to what he's saying. Dylan's going to go next. As a man, what would be some key, you know how you do a resume, there are keywords on a resume that make you stand out. This is the corporate side that's speaking. Name some keywords for a man that will make him scroll and stop. Not just the body, but give key words, phrases that will make a woman seem or appear dateable when he reads her profile. Go ahead.
I'm a silly person, so I love personality,
So
laughter.
personality.
Yeah,
Y'all need to be writing this down. Personality. He. Ha, ha, ha. Humor.
Yeah, laugh at my corny jokes. Like, my jokes may be corny. Laugh at
Okay, laugh it.
Something like sports oriented, to where automatically, okay, I could vibe. She's a Giants fan. I could rock with that.
Sports. Yeah. So if you got to lie and say you like the 49ers, lie. Huh? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, travel, family. I mean,
family.
Just the things you like.
Right.
That's
so
it. Basically,
Trina, here in your profile, you're loading up what you don't want as to putting up interest. The interest, she's taking notes. You have to put up interest to be interesting. You have to put up interest to be interesting. When you load up a whole lot of I don't want, unfortunately, they scroll by you and they look at the picture and say, perhaps that would be more of an interest what's on her body because her mind is already turned off to me having an honest conversation. All right? Dylan, move, Trina. I want to hear what my child got to say with her single self. Come on, talk to the mic.
We need a little bit of volume on this mic.
Come
on. I'm just going to speak from a standpoint of Gen Z, Generation Z, or even the millennials. I feel like we live in a sneaky link society and a sneaky link culture.
Explain sneaky link for us old folks.
Is somebody, you know what it is, you know what it's not. And, y'all may smash from time to time. And, keep it pushing. Like, there's no relationships or anything like that. So, yeah, I feel like our generation, like you all mentioned about, like, how you put yourself out there. And I feel like a lot of women in our age group, they put themselves out there. So I feel like it makes most men, and I can't speak for all men, I really can't speak for men in general because I'm not a man, I could just speak from experience. But I feel like it's how you put yourself out there. If you're putting yourself out there and your pictures may be a little inviting, you might very well likely be a good person. You might have a good heart, but if men are visual, so if he's seeing you on social media half naked, he says, oh, I can try her. So that's when men come to you with the conversations, oh, what you doing at 3 o'clock in the morning, because that's how you put yourself out there. So, and even for me in particular, since we're talking about transparency, I told myself that in order for me to date and find the right person, I do have to change my aesthetic, which is the way people view me, because I'm a good person, but if I'm on the internet or if you're on the internet half naked, people when I know, they will know what they see.
So let's talk about the sneaky link. Let's talk about that. How do men, I know Raymond, boy, look, what? Let's talk about the sneaky link. Do you find, and I'm going to get to you, do you find that this generation, this age group, because there are different genres here, they now want to resort back to being young until they gravitate towards Generation Z behavior? That means you got 50-year-olds that like the sneaky link. You got 60-year-olds that's in the club with an AARP card. You got, and so who's to take who's serious? Let's talk about that. Because of social media, it has really ruined the morale. Social media has ruined the morale. You ain't got to leave your home to have sex with somebody. It's true. So let's just talk about that. What happened to morale when it comes down to dating? And that's why a lot of people don't want to date, because it is so hard to compete with social media.
You're absolutely right. Options. We live in a swipe left world, so I think the stage of life that we're in now, you pulled up 2 sites that nobody knew about, right?
Yeah.
That most people didn't know about. Well, how many more are there?
Oh, I got a whole bunch of them. They just got to ask me.
Options. But with there being...
Not that I need to be on them. I'm just looking
of course.
I mean, I did the book. I did the research. It's all part of my research. Go ahead.
But because of that, I think we get so involved in that. A certain group of men can get involved in that. There is an age difference in it. It is sad to see a 50-year-old man getting involved in that, but I think a lot of that is dealt with undealt traumas. Like there's unpacked things that they haven't dealt with, because if you're doing the same thing over and over, there has to be a sense, a stage in life that just wasn't talked about. There had to have been something that caused that behavior.
Yeah. I think some of it is also the world we live in. There are going to be people that are taking advantage of the moment. We all are really still in a pandemic, but we're slowly but surely getting out of it. And people know that, hey, you've been chilling by yourself for a hot minute. Now that you're out, let's go.
What's up.
Okay. So they're shooting their shot from the beginning because they don't know what you've really been dealing with.
Okay. So everybody been horny and locked up, and so everybody. That's what you're saying. Go ahead, young lady. Speak into the mic loudly. The people on Facebook want to hear you.
Look, can y'all hear me? Okay. I was just going to agree with the gentleman here about her profile. And I felt like as women, when we put up a defense mechanism, it is for men to now test it and see what they can get out of it and see how far they can go. Because I had that experience, and I'm like, I don't want this, this, and this. And so men started doing mind manipulation and started speaking into what I thought that I wanted until I realized that ain't it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I got you. Come on, curly dress. Speaking to the mic.
So I'm gonna get personal.
I can't hear you.
I'm gonna get personal real quick.
That's fine.
So I come from, especially on what you said, when out dating, it's all about healing yourself. And I realized within this last year of healing myself that the reason why I dated and got sex was something because from childhood, from putting my dad, he told me I would be like my mother. I would be laying on my back. So I always felt like I needed to do that for love.
Got it.
Then it's like now that I started to heal, that's the guys that I attract. And talking to certain guys feel like, to get that love, whatever they went through, and guys don't talk about a lot of stuff, they feel like they have to get it out of, sex. Like sometimes that's all people, know. And that's why I was like, healing is important in dating.
Okay. So you're saying that most men that you attract, they want sex. And so because of what you were taught about being on your back, you seem to attract what was spoken over you. And so let's go back to what we were talking about, type. And so you've got to change the type and not just the type. You've got to fight against what was spoken over you so you won't attract that. To listen to me. You have to, and that's why people have to understand type. Type is very vital because whatever type your father spoke over you, fight hard to go against that because you can. You understand? Never define the bedroom or who you are because of the bedroom, right? So what you should do is I want you to identify what that type is. And I want you, of course, you're going to pray, you're going to fast, you're going to do all those things, but you're going to go to therapy too so that you can untie the knot that was spoken over you because you don't have to sell yourself short. My father told me I was going to be a prostitute, and God knows that ain't the truth. The only man I'm dropping low for is this one right here. Next.
Hello. So I wanted to make I kind of got a question. Kind of piggyback off Miss Trina's comment about putting yourself out there and the kind of profile she has. What can you say to have a healthy balance for an individual like myself that doesn't like to give so much information based on my past? Because when you kind of have conversations and guys kind of read into it, they want to ask you questions, then they want to try to become what you say that you want, and then they end up
representative.
Yeah, and then they end up not being that.
You can't. But the biggest mistake, y'all talk. You can't put that out there. It's in the book. You don't. That's why you eat them wings and shut up. You don't sit across the table and say, I want a man of God. I want to be nine, and I want to be there. I want. Every time you say I want, he says I'll become.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is it's not even in that first conversation.
Okay.
It's like a gradual process.
Right.
And so the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I'm willing to open and try. Like I don't have a type. Let's just go to that.
Okay.
I don't have a type. So because I've dated Hispanic.
Puerto Rican, white.
Okay.
Black. So I don't have a type. I want to go to the site. So at the same time, what tips can I use to put myself out there, like you said, the interest, but then not giving too much?
Just put
There's a panel brothers out there.
Just put some superlatives. You don't have to, write a whole essay,
a dissertation.
Just say, hey, I like traveling, I like fishing, I like reading books.
Kiss.
I like kiss.
Kiss.
Some places you just put the things you like on the movies that you like, and it matches people around that with the algorithm. So you
Kiss.
Keep it simple, stupid. Is
There you
what you're
go.
saying. Yeah.
Short and simple.
I'm a firm believer of KISS.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
That's the acronym of KISS. No, I'm serious. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. And so you don't have to put everything out there. And I think you have to do that over the course of time. Dating is gathering data. You don't have to load up everything that you've done, what you ate last week, what was in your stool, what you did at work. You don't have to do none of that. You just simply do it simple. Hi, my name is Yakisha, and I like purple. That's all you need to know.
Well,
or don't put anything at all. You know?
Now that's a good thing. Who on a dating site? Come on, y'all. Y'all
Stop
know
playing.
good and well. Just tell the truth and shame the devil. Who's on a dating site? Okay, let's try an experiment. Put up one line and a halfway decent picture. And see, I believe in giving people a homework assignment. Put up one good line and a decent picture and see what you got. That's what you do. LA?
I'm going to piggyback off of Dylan because it is how you kind of present yourself. If you're naked on Instagram, we just going to want to hit. We're just going to smash. But
thanks for your
what
honesty.
What goes for men also go for women. Like women just hit guys up to smash too.
Wow.
It goes both ways. And
We're going to talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
So now, but I know y'all want to. I need to say, because now I was asked, my wife was like, people want me to say more. Hold that point. Now, this is the thing. I'm listening, and I think that people gather old data and apply it to when you meet somebody new. And I think when you take old data and you apply it to a new person, you always meet it. It always messes it up because you still ain't get to know the person you was talking with. Now, for me, I'm sitting here, I'm quiet because I can't identify because everybody is not alike. Everybody is not looking for a first sexual, a sexual attraction right out the gate. There's some men that are looking for, that are psychosexual.
Yeah, it's in the book.
That want intellectual conversation that's stimulating, that can speak something that gives you without having any touch or any apprehensions of a sexual relationship or any of that. And I think because of that, a lot of you are missing it. There are a lot of men that you're missing because of your old data. Because you're taking old data and you're thinking that this man wants to have sex with me. And you don't understand that that's far from them, that's far from his mind. And so because you're applying all of this old data and then all of these old rules, some of you have missed some really good men.
Wow.
Because now the title of my wife's book is what it is. It's finding a needle. But you can't find a needle having a broad perspective. You got to streamline, you got to get more, you have to come more narrow and more mindful of the people you come in contact with, because if you want to meet that type of person, you got to change the way you're thinking. Because all of us don't think alike. I remember when he first started talking and he was giving a man's perspective, I was like, no, that ain't none of me.
Right.
Because all men don't think alike. Like the first thing this brother said was that a lot of men are first looking on the outward and looking at, well, that was different for me. When I started going through where I was and looking out before God brought my wife to me, that was the furthest thing from my mind. Because I didn't want to go through nothing. I didn't, no tail, and y'all don't get offended, breasts and none of that stuff. I didn't want to run into nobody else that was going to take me through a whole bunch of problems. So every man is not looking physically. There are some men that are looking to hear something that's going to be said to say that that's the one. So if you have that type of thoughts and you're using old data and you're thinking that every man is like that, you're going to be out there a long time and you're going to miss the good ones.
Now, let me ask you men a question. Do you think that most women are having a problem finding someone because they have clumped you all together? Mm-hmm. They've clumped, I mean, ladies, come on. Have you just you've clumped them all together? What you have done is you said they all alike and now nobody has a snowball chance in hell. Is that true? That's not fair. Mm-hmm. It's not fair. Why do y'all do that? Why do y'all do that? Why is that? Why is it that you clump them all together? Go ahead. I can't hear you. Come to the mic.
Because we've been put through hell, and because we've been put through what we've been put through, we tend to look at everybody as the same. Not me, myself, but I used to look at all men as the same until I changed my perspective.
Okay.
And when I changed my perspective, I noticed that all men weren't the same. Some things where I put on men, it wasn't the men, it was me, myself.
Wow. Okay.
So because I knew it was me, myself, I couldn't stereotype this man to be like this man.
Okay.
Because I found out that wasn't true.
Do you find that women are hard on men?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Come on.
Absolutely.
Someone respond.
Absolutely.
Do you find in the world of dating, are women just hard on men? And do they do, and then what I'm going to ask you, honestly, anybody can answer it. When women are so hard on men, it blows their opportunity because they clump you all together. They're making Peter pay for Paul. But then some women turn it around that it's their fault. So is there a level of accountability you need when you're trying to find the needle in a haystack?
I think so. I think a lot of women don't take into account, and this is not a lot because we already know the narrative of, just being so many bad men. But I don't think you take into account when you're out there that there are some men that have went through some things too. And that's not in your data. So the first time when you come in contact with somebody, you're not even thinking that I might be running into somebody that has gone through something and they ain't even trying to see you like that.
Wow.
And so you miss the opportunity because all you're thinking is men have hurt women. But you don't see that there are a lot of women that have hurt men, and when those men are back out there, they go back out there. Some of them go back out there with the mindset that I want to remain this type of man, but it doesn't happen because they keep running into the same type of women that have the same type of data, and then it turns them. I think that you have to start broadening your horizon in the way of thinking that not every man has been a dog, because that's the thought. That's every man has been a dog. Every man has been a player. Every man has ran through multiple, and that's not it. And because if you think like that, that's all you're gonna draw.
Wow.
Because now my wife talks boldly about how many people, how she could marry every year. She speaks boldly about how she was. Well, I don't have that testimony.
Right.
I don't have it because that's not the way that I like to move.
Right.
And so you got to realize that there are different type of men out there, and you will miss it if you just clump everybody together, that everybody is kind of just looking for the same thing.
So they hurt. So what you're saying is you cut off your nose to spite your face. Right? Go ahead. Speaking to the mic.
You brought up Fred, because I seem to meet guys that are, they have a lot of baggage emotionally. And when you date them on the first date, they're kind of like the sister was, like they just overload you, they overwhelm you. They start telling you about the exes and all that, and it's like unattractive. So it is a lot of guys that try to make Becky pay for Barbara. You feel what I'm saying? So how do you tell a guy that's unattractive? Because usually I don't go through that. Well, this is not really working. I just ghost them.
Ghost.
Now we're gonna talk about that.
Because it's too heavy to carry that.
Now, why? Now, I'm glad you said it, and I'm glad that that's a chapter in the book, and I'm glad you said it as a woman. The young lady in the hat somewhat kind of alluded to it. As a woman, now you really have a lot of men that are ghosting. You really don't. You have women that do it, but explain as a woman's perspective the why you ghost, and then I want one of these young men, Fred can't do that, to explain why is it that men choose that as an option instead of just being honest. There are a lot of women and men who are hurt because they have been ghosted. Why did you do it? Hold on, you need your face to be hid on. So,
oh no.
Okay.
I'm single.
All right. All right. Go ahead.
So I do it primarily because the guy could be, vibing and everything is good and, we match, so to speak. But then it's just overwhelming. Like it's almost like they become a burden because they have so many issues and so much baggage and so much past hurt. And I don't know if it's a male thing in our community, but you can tell when a person's not healed. And so instead of bringing that to my life, because I feel like it would just be a burden and I don't want to carry that. Everybody comes with baggage, but if it's excessive and it's to the point that you can't even have a conversation with them, it's like, why would I invite that? Okay. And some women have a total opposite. They're like, oh, I don't want to take on the burden of getting hurt. You choose who you bring into your life. Right. So I choose not to bring that into my life, in my space.
Okay. And that's what the young lady was saying in the hat. Yeah. She says she doesn't want to be emotional responsible. And you're saying you don't want to be emotional. Okay. How long have you been single?
I just came out of a relationship last year.
Really? Are you enjoying your singleness?
I am.
Because it sounds like you are. No, I mean, you can hear the confidence in her voice.
I am.
There are some women who are confident in their singleness because they've enjoyed the time that they have with themselves. And so I applaud you for that, because a lot of women go be crying Monday because they don't have nobody to celebrate Valentine's Day with. And so you have to be comfortable in your skin before you jump in someone else's. Go ahead. Go ahead. Because we want to hear from the brothers about ghosting. Talking to the mic, please, beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. My thing is like dating men. I give everybody 100%, whether you black, white, purple, or blue. When I date, everybody get 100%. However you take your 100% to me, I can't go back to give you 30, 50, or 25%. You blew your chance or whatever, but my thing as in dating, I'm a very careful person. Very detailed. I love goals. I'm a loner. I'm so sorry. But the problem for me with dating people, like most men feel as though like I have a lot of too much confidence for myself.
Okay.
Which as, can I take this off?
Go ahead.
Which as like dating wise or whatever, I do have goals and stuff like that. When I date man, I like to know about your credit history. I like to know about, sorry, I'm just being honest, because I got kids and I'm teaching them how to get mans as well. So like credit history, I want to know like their life goals, what are their job, what are their career.
The 5-year plan.
Like a 5-year plan. And then the next step, I'll go on dates and stuff like that. And then after that, it's like, they like be too much of afraid of me because I'm like, well, how could I get you there? Even if we're dating.
Answer
how can
her.
I get you there? Not at first now. This not all at first. This is through the course of time because I given you 100%. That 100% going a long way as we're dating.
Okay. LA gonna answer you.
It kind of sounds like you're putting a cart before the horse and telling them or asking very important questions too early. Like I wouldn't ask what a credit score is on the first.
No, don't get me wrong. No, not when we're dating, we're not asking for that like at first date.
But I would not ask that at all while you're dating. Because if I'm speaking about credit, that means I'm going to build something with you, and I might not like you to come back. You only start talking about credit when we married or engaged. Matter of fact, when you are betrothed, you start speaking about credit. Not when you're dating, Because I'm going to say, you nosy. Why do you want to know that for? You ain't buying no car with me or business. I don't understand. So when you say over the course of time, have you married these people that you found out about their credit score?
Huh? You say, have I married them?
Yeah.
No, I'm a type of person, like, just like the dating website. I'm a type of person, like, if I'm dating you and things like that, please don't shoot me out. I do like to do my research about people. You can't just step up to me and do all that, because I could be a serial killer. You could be
Cut off a mic. Cut off a mic.
Just cut my mic.
Cut.
The Sandman.
Thank you for allowing me to have fun. But I want to show you something. Energy and synergy.
Yeah.
What did y'all feel like?
Too much. Yeah.
Cutie right there. Right. So I'm saying, because she and I going to have some personal time. That energy, men feel that.
Mm-hmm.
He going to talk, they going to talk, and the next topic is going to hurt. Go ahead.
All right, I was going to add on to the ghosting. I think as a man, sometimes it's not intentional. Like, as she was saying, I have started talking to individuals and have good intentions, and then red flags or a warning signal causes me to step back. And in stepping back, I process like differently, I guess. So it's not intending to ghost, but just give me time.
Why is ghosting so easy?
Oh, can I
Go
answer
ahead.
that?
Go ahead.
As to why I can't tell that is because some women, if you put it on the table, they're going to get defensive, and you're going to have to fight, you know, verbally. And that's why.
So you saying it's easier? Go ahead, brothers.
Yeah, it's easier. You know, because
He said that with confidence.
No,
he
I mean-
said that with real confidence. He's like, yeah.
I mean, you ask, is it easier? Yeah, because it's difficult to be as honest as you may have to be to end the relationship. You know, when you tell them, yeah, you're just not on my level. I mean, I'm not saying you'd say it like that, you know, but it's easier to just stop talking and just let it naturally end. I'm not saying it's right or the best way to go about it, but there's some people, sometimes it's easier just not to say anything at all.
It's
If you don't have a good word to say,
Right.
just stop.
Go ahead, Ellen.
I was going to say, it kind of depends on where y'all are
Right.
dating wise.
Correct.
You know, if you first, second date in, and you know you're not feeling her, you see the red flags and you want to get away from it, then I feel like a ghost is in order there. Now, if you've been dating for
I like this
a
guy.
month or two and it's kind of semi-serious and you starting to see red flags because she was kind of guarded and now, you know, that's starting to come out, then that's like, okay, maybe you need to have a conversation. 'Cause
That's
it's a
true.
little bit more serious than just a 2 to 3 day thing, you know.
Do you feel ghosting coming?
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest, ladies, gentlemen. Somebody say something. Do you feel ghosting coming? Do you feel it? Go ahead.
When you've texted, you know, good morning, and they don't text you back until good evening time, you know, that's or they don't text you back at all. Or
Yeah,
they
it's
don't-
on its way.
Pre-ghost.
That's when you're like, okay, I don't think she's feeling me. So I'm gonna say good morning again tomorrow, and let it go from there.
We have our phone. I have my phone, so I'm not that busy. So if I don't text you back, especially if my pattern was to text you all the time, and all of a sudden you got to pay attention to those patterns. If it's changing,
So let me ask you another question. With ghosting, you feel it coming. Why is it that you still hold on to hope? Because ghosting has a rhythm to it.
I mean, it's a pride thing because you're saying to yourself, "Oh man, I know I'm better than this. Like I'm a good guy. Like why would she not give me the time?"
Have you been ghosted before?
I have, yes.
Okay. And you've done the ghosting as well?
I have.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't you feel that it's more mature depending on how long you've been with someone, to just have an honest conversation as adults. Yes. That this, I mean, round by round of applause, yes, this just isn't working. Yes. And so, I recently had this dialogue with a young lady, and she was with this guy for about 7 months, and he just ghosted her. He just ghosted her. Now that's hard. Why would you do that? Why do they do that, LA?
Why they gonna do that? Because they're childish.
That's why.
Wow.
That's true.
That's the only way to put that. 7 months in, and you just want to go somebody because you found somebody else, and you tired of them.
Wow. Now, I'm going to go back old school, right? I'm 50, get ready to be 51. You know what they used to tell what ghosting was back in the day? I need some space. Wasn't that it? Back in the olden day, I need some space. It's not
it's
you.
Me. It's me. It's me.
Right. Remember that?
Yeah. That was a
right.
good one, too.
I got to get myself together.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, with them saying all of this stuff, the maturity level there should be there. I believe, and this is back in the day when I was dating, I was very upfront. I was a type of young lady that would tell you from the door, you're not going to be the only man I see. That part. You weren't leaving no Timbs at my house. Please don't show up at my door.
Unannounced.
Because if you show up at my door, you're not going to like it. So we got an understanding. And I believe that when you are out here fellowshipping, based upon the individual, if they ain't caca crazy and they don't have stalker tendencies, be upfront and say, you're not the only person that I'm seeing. I am fellowshipping now. Why is it that people do not want to be honest, huh? Go ahead. Say something. Go ahead, Leary. Right. And I believe that once you do that, there is not an expectation. There's no honor among thieves. You don't have an expectation of me, and I don't have an expectation of you until we decide, and I'm going to the second topic, until we decide what we are doing, we're not doing anything at all but fellowship and eating these wings and shut up. I believe that once women and some men take this perspective, they will find themselves much more guarded than being something or being accepted in an area that two people did not sign up for, and that is a relationship. Tanya is going to come and we're going to be talking about this word, thirsty. Go ahead. People say,
Okay, so, Pastor, I want to throw a monkey wrench in what you just said, though.
Sure.
Because most females, me and my cousin called it the starting five, a lineup, our summer squad.
Right.
But when most females, our summer squad, because mostly in the winter you gonna cuff. If you was gonna cuff,
cuffing.
You was cuffing with one person.
Right.
In the summer you had a squad.
Right.
Real talk. I'm 52.
Got it.
Okay, so but the monkey wrench in that is men believe when they start that we just talking and they still got a squad. Females become the girlfriend, the wife. They get all these extra, benefits and stuff. So we don't have summer squads. And most women don't do that. Because as soon as I'm on text number 3, we dating, period. We exclusive. That's how most women think. That's most women, you get the girlfriend, wifey treatment, and you ain't have the 3 texts. Because again, it's that illusion. And that's the problem. So we're going right into thirsty. Do you believe that the thirsty women, just like thirsty men, that women put themselves in a relationship and the man never said that we were in a relationship, but because you got 3 text messages, y'all married? Right, but it's not even in most minds that it's not even that being thirsty.
I can't hear you.
It's the fact that they're already emotionally involved before you actually make the phone call back to them. That's the problem.
Who's emotionally involved?
Women.
Okay.
Women
But
emotionally involved, whether he involved or
Right, but that's thirsty. I believe that and I'm going to let the men address it. Women who are thirsty, they know it. They know that. From the door, they know a desperate woman. They know a thirsty woman. Am I correct, brothers?
100%.
It's the verbiage, because to me, thirsty, she going after, she chasing everything. She's still 52, taking the Facebook picture, and her butt got to be in the picture.
Right.
Them the thirsty chicks.
Uh-huh.
As far as I'm concerned.
I understand.
But that other chick she just emotionally needy, and she might have been single for a whole long time, and so once she gets that second bout of attention, she married. So you cooking dinner, you doing all this stuff, he getting wifey treatment, and he ain't even decided he really, y'all ain't ate no wings.
But I'm gonna say this with all due respect. For myself, and I can only speak from my perspective. I never did thirsty because wait a minute. Because when you got to start in 5, you ain't have time for that. So me being thirsty, I would tell you from the door, understand, just like you got options, I do too. And I think once women understand that, one thing about a man is he is a hunter.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
He is a hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And because he is a hunter, when you challenge him like that, he coming back. Because he's not used to that. He is used to the thirsty woman. Let's talk about the thirsty women.
That's true, too.
Go ahead.
We do want a challenge. Most men do want something to pursue, want to chase something. So to be challenged like that, it's intriguing.
Yes.
It's like, okay, well, I didn't get it that easy that time. Or that wasn't, all the lines that I would say didn't work.
Right.
So oftentimes they will come back, depending on the man you're dealing with. You're absolutely right.
Can y'all feel thirsty? Can y'all see thirsty? LA?
Yeah. I feel like women are more thirsty for titles all the time. They're always looking for a title. They're trying to name something when it ain't began.
Wow. Say that again.
They're trying to name something when it hasn't began yet. We only been talking for a week or two, and you bathe, and you all of that. It ain't that deep yet.
Yeah.
We're still getting to learn each other and stuff like that.
You take women like that serious, honestly.
I give everybody a chance because some people are different. Some people have a different approach, and you just figure out the approach. And if you see that they're trying to, they want something that you don't want yet, then if it's in that 2 to 3 day thing, you can kind of ghost them. But if it's been 3 or 4 weeks or a month or 2, then you can have a conversation. Be like, I think you're moving too fast, and if you want to be with me, we probably need to slow things down. If not, then this ain't the thing for you.
Wow. I believe that men can feel desperation.
Mm-hmm.
They can hear it in your conversation. They can hear it in your tone.
Mm-hmm.
They can hear in your pursuit as a woman. When you're a woman and you're pursuing a little too much, men don't like that. You put yourself in a position to be used. Because if you take that energy with the wrong man, he's going to take advantage of it.
Right.
And some of that ain't on him, that's on you. And I really believe that I think women have to really look at their confidence as to what is the hole that you have that you want to fill up so quickly. That's why the assignments in the books are so necessary. Can you guys see that void in women?
From 10 miles away.
Wow.
Sense of insecurity.
Elaborate on that.
It just moves different. It feels different. It sounds different. And yeah, we'll take advantage. Why wouldn't we? We'll take advantage. But she's not long term.
Wow.
So yeah, we would smash, if that's what the term we're using, but it's not going to be long term. And listen, one thing I want to add, I understand because y'all been told that you're not complete unless you're married or have kids in this space. So I understand that, but that can't be your problem.
Right. Wow. So in your quest for finding the needle in the haystack, I'm going to ask that you all do your assignments. You have to look at your type, but you also have to look at why do you want to be in a relationship. I do believe that a lot of women want the ceremony, they want the ring, They want the wedding gown, but you really don't want the relationship. That's women. But men, do y'all really want to be married? That's the $1 million question. Okay. Somebody say something. Okay, here come Kendall. Do y'all really want to be married? This is true. Do you really, really want it? Come on, Kendall. Come on, Kendall.
I can speak for me, but in my decision to get married, it wasn't an emotional decision. It was more so a logical decision for me.
You said it wasn't an emotional decision, but it was a logical decision. Right. Explain that.
I was already in love. I knew I was in love well before I was ready to get married.
Wow.
I wasn't ready to get married until I was ready to make the commitment. To me, the commitment was more so not cheat. More so, the commitment was more so life partners.
Okay.
I'm thinking more long term on who I want to wake up every day beside, who's going to be my roommate, who can I live life with, how are we going to pay these bills, how are we going to build business together, how are we going to raise these kids. I'm thinking about all of that before I get married. Before I even have children with that person. Now, mind you, I kind of put the cart before the horse.
Right.
Because I knew I wanted to marry her, but I wasn't ready to marry her yet. But I did give her a child.
Okay.
That was probably a test of my immaturity at the time. Because I didn't want to wait, but I did want to wait.
Okay.
So the older I got to a place where me and my wife, before she was my wife, I got to a point to where we were already kind of married by the time I realized I wanted to be married. I'm like, hey, we're virtually married. Like,
wow. So
logically, it just made more sense. Hey, let's get married. The thing about it was, too, she didn't rush me. She didn't push me.
The pressure.
The pressure was not there. I put pressure on myself to go ahead and make that extra step. She didn't have to put that on me. And a lot of times when you feel too much pressure too early, you start to think like, why? What's the rush?
Right.
But when there's no pressure at all, it's kind of like, does it make sense?
Right.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That's what happens when you are fellowshipping and when you are dating. Men are watching the pressure you put on. Am I correct, brothers?
I can definitely speak from that because my marriage was there. It was pressure. I was playing at a church, and I was minding my business, doing my job, and this daughter came up and, introduced herself as over the admin at the church. Can I get your email? That's how she slipped in, and she got my number and all of that stuff. And she literally, I didn't know my ex-wife for 3 months before she asked me to marry her.
Wow.
I didn't buy a wedding ring. I didn't do anything. She bought her own wedding ring. She proposed. She set up the wedding. She told her dad that we were going to marry.
Whoa.
So, literally, this was a young, dumb mistake, I've been through it. I was 23, 24. She was 31, 32.
I was going to ask you, why did you do it?
I was young, dumb. I was at the church of my dreams. I was playing at the church of my dreams at the time. I'm new at this musician thing at first.
Right.
So the church I was playing at, I was getting a check that I've never seen before, and it was at a church that I never thought I would play at. I was only focused on that thing, and she came around, and it kind of put me in a rock and hard place because I thought if I said no, my job would be in jeopardy.
Wow.
And it kind of put me in the middle.
So it was all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, for all the wrong reasons.
Okay.
And her family members would even say, I don't think this is going to work because it started off wrong.
Yeah.
And I was in agreement. I was just like, I don't want to waste my time in it. So I was only married for a year, got out of it, and that's just that on that.
Wow. So pressure, you need to put that on your list. Are you presenting pressure in fellowship? I don't care how old you are, you could present unnecessary pressure. And that is a nice word to say thirsty. No man wants the pressure. I have one more question before we wrap up that I'm going to ask. Me counseling women all over the world, why is it that a man will date one woman, possibly get engaged to her, break up with her, and a couple months later marry somebody else? The mic just dropped. I hear that a lot. Why is it that this is done?
I'd have to assume he hasn't healed from the last marriage or situation. There's still past hurts, and he's trying to fill that void with something else that he assumes is alluring. Yeah. And it just so happens to come in this shape or form of a person.
Yeah. I would think, to your point, that the woman is now giving him what he thought he was missing from that last relationship. Mm-hmm. So he's been upfront to the point where, I was hurt, I was looking for this. Mm-hmm. She gives him that. And now he feels like, hey, I was already ready to be married. Now I'm complete. You complete what the other person might have been missing.
Go ahead. Come on. A brother wants to ask this question because this happens a lot. Where I had a young lady, she was living with someone for 3 years, and he broke up with her, and he engaged 2 weeks.
He must have already been dealing with her. Like, that was kind of quick. Yeah.
Not necessarily. 2
weeks.
How do you say not necessarily, bro?
I mean, there's
2 weeks.
There's stuff is like.
No, I mean, how you gonna say not?
There are rebounds, and some
2 weeks
to marriage.
That is short.
Rebounds
that
marriage?
Is short. To marriage, I've never heard of this, but no, there are some things as a rebound, girl.
Yeah, not 2 weeks.
Go ahead.
That is still.
I just got a statement, and it's because I know someone just like that. I know someone that has been married multiple times, and they made the decision because of, I guess, insecurities within themselves, and because the woman has something that secures them.
Okay.
They feel like, okay, let me marry this woman. And then as soon as they see another side, they never really dated them long enough to really experience or to really know what they want. Mm-hmm. So when they see, oh, well, she got a good job. Oh, she dressed good. Oh, she can cook. She can do this. Oh, she wife material. Let me marry this woman. Marry her, 2 weeks. Oh, man, I probably shouldn't have did that. Maybe a month, I probably should have did that. Then they leave the woman, and then they go on a dating site or something, find another woman, they do it again. So I think it's kind of sort of like they're insecure. They're insecure within themselves. They're just trying to find something that they want, and they just want a woman to secure them versus them securing a woman.
Thank you, baby. On Facebook, they said because the man's heart was never involved in the first place. Raymond said something. What is wife material? Someone said that was good. Come on. What is wife material? What is it?
Wife material. Being able to compromise is not always one-sided. It's not just about the outward. It's about the inward. The inside, inward. Inside. Also, what I would want my wife to be is just understanding of me wanting to be me and just accept me for who I am and don't try to change me and make me somebody else.
Okay.
Being supportive.
Supportive. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fred, you sitting up there looking like you just a... He should have been the first one to say something. He just sitting up there like, this is too deep for me. Come on. He's like, this is too deep for me. Come on, brother.
Hold up. Well, the reason why I said it because I'm hearing all the negative about it, and I know, you want to be angry about the guy that done that, but somebody said the right thing. Sometimes you're with somebody, and your heart was never there, and then you meet somebody that does complete that, and because everybody that does that isn't insecure, hurt, wounded. There might be some things that happened, but their mind was made up. When I look at, I married my wife in 90 days. It got quiet. Because I knew exactly what I wanted. I wasn't looking for wife material. I found a friend. And after I found a friend, I found somebody that I knew I wanted to be with for the rest of my life. Most of the time, if you got a list, your list is probably the reason that you're so messed up right now. I couldn't have defined what I found. She can tell you, she probably can't tell you how many times I've told her that. If I had gone, and I consider myself to be a pretty wisdomatic man, but I could not have written what happened. And I could not have written written how my wife is described. So it was something that had to be done outside of me. So we can look at it, and I know, some bad guy complexes, and the guy left, and he went and married somebody else. But I hate to tell you, all of those instances wasn't somebody that was screwed up. Some of those instances was somebody that was mature. They knew what covenant was, and they was with the wrong person for too long. That's right. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, my brother.
Good evening. You asked a question about wife material.
Speak up. We want to hear.
About wife material.
There you go.
Okay. Pretty much piggybacking off of what you just said is what my thoughts when I came up here. I always tell my son, okay, when you're 21 years old, it doesn't make you a man. It makes you responsible for your own actions in society. When you take your characteristics, such as accountability, responsibility, and knowing who your God is and serving him first, you will gravitate to things, or things will gravitate to you because of your character. Goes back to what you just said. You found a friend. I found my best friend.
Yeah. All right.
We went to school together. Didn't notice me. Played football, ran track. Didn't notice me. She noticed the other guy that played football, though. That was getting ready to get drafted into the NFL. I went in the Navy. I won. Okay? Because that was my best friend. We weren't friends at school, but afterwards we became friends. I knew what I wanted as in character within me. I wanted something to represent, or I can represent that, and be proud of it. It's been 31 years, you know.
Wow.
31 years. Amen. And this dating book, we're still doing it every week.
Right.
We're still honeymooning. And the kids, the baby girl just moved out last year. We're
Congratulations.
Really honeymooning,
All right. All right.
So, so it goes back to that, definitely. Character. Character to represent yourself.
Gotcha. Thank you, sir. I want to say this one thing. Someone said this online, and this is going to hurt. But I'm reading some of these comments online. Someone said sometimes the other woman will prepare a man to be somebody else's bride.
That's true.
I'm going to say that again. Sometimes a woman will prepare a man to be another woman's bride. Elaborate on that. Because that's painful right there. For you to waste, oh, here she come. Oh, shoot, here she come. She said, I don't want the emotional responsibility, but I'm going to talk about this now. Come on, Hat. Come on, Hat, yes.
I was that person that prepared someone for someone else.
Okay.
And in that honesty, when I sat back, when I say I'm not emotionally available, it comes with having to be honest with who I was to that man. Got it. I wasn't the softest side of town. I wasn't I wasn't gonna rub his head and tell him he was pretty. He needed words of affirmation. I didn't have the time for that. I didn't have the energy for that.
Wow.
So when he met someone who told him he was pretty, when he met someone who encouraged that emotional side of him that he needed, did he openly admit that he loved me? Absolutely.
Right.
Because I was a rider.
Got it.
But I wasn't walking at his emotional pace.
Right.
So I didn't have the patience.
The
for
emotional.
him.
Okay. Okay.
And then again, like I said, I was very fast paced. I want to get it done. I don't understand why you can't see 10 steps ahead.
Okay.
So I thought a different way.
Right.
I behaved a certain way. I moved a certain way. I was
Right.
a little more logical. I was verbal. I didn't know how to shut up and eat those wings.
Wow. Okay.
And she was quiet.
Okay.
She listened. She was a little more patient. She got the same result. She had a different approach.
Wow. 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 Wow.
So in that honesty, yes. Did I prepare?
Right.
So when he walked in, he knew what he wanted. He knew he wanted a certain type of drive.
Right.
So there were certain things in me that he loved about me, but there were certain things that he loved about her.
Right.
He couldn't get us together, but once I found out that she exists, okay, well, goodbye to you.
Right. So you were okay with taking him to that level. Okay. Okay. Did you feel like you missed out on an opportunity that could have been yours?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
But I was ego driven, so I didn't want to lose.
Got it.
No woman wants to be the woman that wasn't chosen.
Right.
And I felt like I invested in you. I'm not losing. But I was losing.
But that's kind of like an oxymoron. It's an oxymoron. It's almost like a double standard. And I think that like the word that you used was ego was very big of you to say that even though I prepared him for someone else's, I did not want to lose, which means that you can't have your cake and eat it too.
And that's what it is. And
Yeah.
that's why when I say I'm not emotionally ready to be responsible.
Right.
Because I get invested. So
Right.
I am concerned with whether or not you're completing this task.
Right.
Okay, you're on this job. Why don't you put on for that promotion? Why
Right, right.
I was so busy giving.
Right.
And then when I stopped, by the time I moved and really sat in myself, I was depleted. I was depleted. And I was like, when I really stopped back and realized my patterns and my behaviors, I was like,
Right.
stop.
Right.
Invest all of that energy in me.
Right.
And I love the space that I'm in.
Right.
I'm not opposed to dating.
Right.
But I just don't want to be that woman that I was then.
Got
I
it.
want to be the woman that I know I can be.
Right.
And a little softer and a little patient. So I actually took a page out of that other woman's book.
Right. That was very mature of you.
You don't always have to talk to be heard.
Right. That's very big of you. I applaud you for that. Next. I applaud you for that. That's grown people business right there. Go ahead.
I say years ago, before I got married or anything, I was with this guy for years.
Okay.
And went and picked out a house. He was taking care of my kids. I
Mhm.
have 5. He was taking care of my kids. He was doing everything. We went and picked out a beautiful house.
Right.
Then I furnished it, did everything. I mean, with his money, but picked out.
I got you.
So one day I was at work and I seen his son's mother. And I noticed that she had on a wedding ring.
Mhm.
I didn't say nothing about it. So then his cousin or something was like, "Oh, I ain't gonna say his name. Did you hear that such and such got
Right,
married?"
right.
And I was like, "No."
Okay.
And so come to find out, he had married her.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Moved her in the house.
That you furnished.
That I furnished.
Wow.
That I picked out.
Okay. Okay.
She had on the ring that I picked out.
Wow.
That me and him were gonna get married. She the night they got married, the next day he was at my house.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I never knew none of this. And I carried on a relationship with him, and I'm gonna be honest, still after that.
Wow.
Because I felt like I didn't want this chick to one-up me.
Okay. Okay.
And I felt like she had one-upped me because she got him.
Got it. I understand.
And she had my life.
Wow.
And I'm being honest.
That sounds like acrimony.
I honestly, no, it was. No, it was.
Okay. Okay.
To the point that had my mother not found out about it.
Right.
Because, you know, your mama can make you feel
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So had my mama not found out about it, I probably would still be playing this game with her.
Okay.
To this day. She never knew about me.
Right.
But
Right.
I knew about her.
Wow.
So much to the point that I found out where she worked. I found out where their son went to school. I literally became a stalker without even knowing I became a stalker. I just became obsessed with the fact that another woman had one-upped me.
Did you get help for your stalker issue?
I didn't get help. I got delivered.
Delivered. That's right.
And I'm being
Okay. 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 So with that being said, it was the pain of you. I think it was maybe trauma, because a lot of people experience trauma in relationships. So it was very traumatic for you to do that and to be in that situation. So I applaud you for being a willing participant in your delivery, because it's a willing participant. But I'd have went to jail. But I'm just saying, I want to say one more thing, and we got to go because it's 10 o'clock and we got to wrap up. I want to say this one thing. In the world, the conundrum world of dating, most women, you have to do some of the work. Suppose I told you that God had someone for you that wasn't your type, and that you had to do some work, or that was your type and had some flaws. Both of you do. Would you be willing to invest in making someone better? Would you be willing to do that? Not just yourself, but if he were flawed, would you be willing to invest in his betterment?
That's good.
Which means, let's just say, excuse me, that God sent you someone and he had a limp. And he was a wonderful man, but he had that root. Y'all better not laugh. Isaiah, you better not laugh. And he had, hold on now, and he was a good man. And he had that, what? I'm telling you the truth. Corey, shut up. Right? And he would know, because this is true. Because a lot of you are missing out on wonderful individuals and they have some flaws. But he had that one boo, right? And he would be like, and he was just a sweetheart. Right? Huh? Would you be willing? She said no. You don't know? You was talking about the little situation. So she said, I was about to miss out on something good because of a flaw. Okay. Some of y'all in your dating, in your worksheet that you got, write down what are you willing to deal with and what not. Don't be so shallow finding your needle, because they could be the most amazing individuals and they can have some flaws. Watch this, but no red flags. Kendall, I'm going to say this again. They can have some flaws, but no red flags. Everybody stand. Any questions, concerns, or comments? This was good, wasn't it? Listen, where are my bags? Where are my bags? She favorite is getting ready to come. We want to thank the Bro Code. Thank the Bro Code. We have something for the Bro Code. We want to give the Bro Code. Michelle, Dylan, would you give the Bro Code their gift? Even LA, give him something, please. I want to know what young lady came the furthest. What young lady came the furthest? Where'd you come from? Virginia? Okay. That's for the bro code. Thank you. The young lady that came from Virginia, I want y'all to be here Sunday. Can I have something for the young lady that came from Virginia? She's right here. Who else came the furthest? She came from Virginia. Where'd you come? Fayetteville? Fayetteville's far. Huh? Fayetteville ain't that far, but I'm just saying. Can I have a bag? My little talker right there. Come here, sweetheart. My little talker, I want to give this to you. Thank you for being a good sport. I love you too. Virginia, she needs a gift right there. Virginia needs a gift. Here you go. Listen, I want you guys to open up your mindset and don't limit yourself to the possibilities because you're afraid. Don't limit yourself because you had a heartbreak, because my husband and I are living proof that you can love again. Don't limit yourself because of a bad mistake, because I know a God that can fix that. Love is obtainable. And you can find your needle in a haystack if you change the pile in which you search. Open up your mind. Open up your understanding that in your search, the person that's before you did not cause your pain. So you can't take it out on them. Virginia needs a gift. And so does Fayetteville. Go home. Do the homework in the book. Eat those wings and shut your mouth. Just enjoy dating. The book is for you to put the fun back in dating. Silver Fox. There is a dating website called Silver Singles. And some of y'all young men and young ladies with silver hair just need to just step out on faith and just make you a profile. They gave you some pertinent information that you need to succeed in this world of dating. I want you to get ready, because the needle in the haystack, finding love amongst the rubble, because I wrote the book. I gave you some instructions. Follow it. Now, when you leave here, Michelle has something that she's doing called swag. Stay connected to it. Married people, we get ready to go have us a good old time at the Grand Bohemian. And we'll give you that. But this is February. I do not want y'all to be lonely on Valentine's Day. Make it Galentine's Day. Find something to do and find a friend. And y'all sit down and think, let's do something fun. Let's have a girls' trip. And celebrate not just yourself. Celebrate the fact that somebody is with you and both of you are on a journey to find something. I like to quote something that's in my book. The American tale, Five of the Mouse. He said, you're sleeping underneath the same sky. You just haven't met yet. It's the needle that's in the haystack. And to find love in the rubble, you've got to advance your search. My husband's going to pray us out.
Father, we thank you right now, God, for everything that came out tonight. God, we thank you for all wisdom. We ask you to bless us, God, and keep us, Lord, until we come together again. We bless you for this, Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen. Good night, everybody.
Sunday, if you're coming, everybody has to wear red. Red is our color Sunday.